from Dub Ferris Stadium. It's Thursday Night Live!
It's time for Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. Presented by Baptist Emergency Hospital. Now, here's Don Harris.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. We're at Dub Ferris Stadium for a North Side battle. It's the Warren Warriors against the Brennan Bears on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. This has always been a great district battle in District 27 6A. They play zone play now, so now we are officially underway in all the district matchups, which is good for the Warren Warriors, Chuck, because 1-4 coming in, but the playoffs are still alive for them.
Don, if you were to tell me we'd be this point into the season and you could take Warren's record and Brennan's record and you'd have 6 losses between them from these 27 6A beasties, I'd have thought you were nuts. But these teams have been both banged up. They both had brutal non-district schedules. They're getting healthier, and obviously this is a must-win for both of these teams tonight.
The Brennan Bears, one of the best teams in all of San Antonio. Of course, in 2013, they played for a state championship. Last year, went to the playoffs but lost to Steele, and they've got an exciting young quarterback in Tavian Tolfrey who will be watching tonight.
Well, this is one of the young men that have been banged up all during the course of the year. He's got a little bit of a wrist injury. You see the pink tape around his right wrist, but I was watching him before the ball game. He looks like he's getting rid of the ball quite easily, and I think he's probably as healthy as he's been all year with that injury, but we're also going to see Kyle Michael, the other quarterback. They're going to run them both out there tonight.
Yeah, as for the Warren Warriors, as I said, 1-4, a lot of injuries. They've tried a lot of different things, including playing this guy, Keyshawn Payne, on the offensive side of the ball. He's a natural defensive end. Coach Dowson telling us that experiment really didn't work well, but he will see the ball in his hands, especially on special teams.
Well, he's clearly one of the best athletes on the Warren Warriors ball club, and yeah, they tried to work him out at running back. There's a chance he could end up back there at some point, but he's most likely going to play on the defensive side of the ball. He's more natural on that side of the ball. They put some younger guys back there. They're starting to run the ball like they want to at Warren, and they too are seeing strides as they get healthy and go into this zone play.
As always, let's check the conditions. It's been a little cloudy. We may see some rain. Mike Hernandez has our ASCO game time weather. Mike?
Hey, guys, if you look at the skies right now, and really for most of the afternoon, it's been looking pretty threatening out there. Got a little bit of rain at the airport within the hour, but the radar, just looked at it, most of the showers are either further to the north, and I'm talking way past the hill country, or further down south. So at least initially, I think we're going to be okay. We may see a sprinkle or two early on, but after that, I think things will settle down. Got a nice east wind, temperatures in the middle 80s. Just feels really good out here. Great, actually, evening for football. It almost feels like fall. Fall for us.
Weather. Yeah, football weather for sure. San Antonio sports fans know this Brennan defense. Derek Roberson's playing at UT. Grant Watanabe's playing at Colorado. Mike, who are the new youngsters on that defensive side of the ball for the Bears?
Well, Brennan comes at you a lot of different ways. And as a matter of fact, you look at what they've done this year. They've been coming at him for the linebackers. Jared Garcia, number 47. He's got 3 sacks, almost 50 tackles, just him alone. Also, DJ Allen right next to him, number 5. He's one to watch as well. They'll also blitz from the safeties, and they got a good pair of safeties in Joseph Franco and Trey McGarity. So you need to watch those. If they can make their way into the backfield tonight, it's going to be a long night for Warren. And they do struggle not only making holes on the ground for that ground game, but also in pass protection. Could be a long night for the quarterback.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike. When we come back, we'll have our Church's Chicken keys to the game. It's Warren and Brennan. It's the start of zone play in 27 6A. We're back with the kickoff and our keys to the game after this.
Tonight's broadcast in high definition is brought to you by the Law Office of Ramon Cervantes.
Welcome back to Ferris Stadium, everybody. It's Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. The Warren Warriors against the Brennan Bears. And now it's time for our Church's Chicken keys to the game. Chuck?
Well, Don, first for Warren, Coach Dowson says he wants his team to be at his best or at their best every single play. He really doesn't feel like his team has put 4 quarters together yet this season. Secondly, Warriors can't hurt Warriors. And what he means by that, he doesn't want penalties, and he for sure doesn't want turnovers. And then lastly, be relentless on every snap of the ball game and fight to the finish.
He's one of the legends in San Antonio. Here's Coach Brian Dowsett going into this week's game.
Yeah, Jeremy Garcia is going to be back with us. He gets better each week. He had a pulled hamstring, and he's showed a lot of improvement, and real excited about him. Devontae Mitchell Dixon has done a great job at running back, and Clarence Williams has also shown some good things too back there. So that's been exciting to see that develop for us. Keyshawn's gone over to the defense and done a real good job over there, helped spark our defense, and is just a solid player. And so we're real excited about those guys and about our team in general, and we're looking forward for more improvement this week and having a good game.
Brian Dowsett doing a good job of getting the Warriors to hang in there. Chuck, what about the keys for the Bears?
Well, for Coach Baser, they've been really, really good on special teams the last few weeks. They blocked a punt, they returned a kick for a TD. They want to do the same tonight. And they also want to be, they not only want to win the turnover battle, they want to win it big. They want to be +2 in that. He says that's their goal every single week. And then he's really concerned about the big play capability by Warren.
Here's Steve Baser.
Well, hopefully you'll just see Brennan Bear football, and that's hopefully a lot of running and play action passing and hopefully running the ball on defense and playing with great effort.
Steve Baser, 6 years at Brennan, and what a program he has built. They'll be the favorite here tonight, but never count out a Brian Dowsett coach team. Warren and Brennan from Ferris Stadium. We've got the kick when we come back.
Closed captioning of tonight's game is brought to you by Air to Recovery.
Welcome back to Ferris Stadium. Time for our national anthem. Let's throw it down to the PA address.
And the
announcer,
left guard
Thomas
is
Kaluza.
Cadet Airman Basic Amy Stein. In addition, all Northside teams are wearing American flag decals on their helmets to honor all American veterans and current members of our armed forces. Please rise and remove your hats to honor America and the men and women serving in our armed forces throughout the world. The national anthem tonight will be sung by members of the Brennan High School Choir Department under the direction of Alyssa Rogers.
Very nice job by the Brennan Choir. And now we're about ready to get things underway. Chuck, these are district rivals. We take a look at last year's meeting, and it was all Brennan 42-17. Of course, Brennan has been loaded the last 2 years. 2 losses this year, one to Smithson Valley, one to Judson. Obviously, no shame in that, but not the undefeated or one-loss team that we've seen from them vying for state championships over the last couple of years.
Well, and talking to Coach Baser, too, he made an interesting point. He said, you lose 2 games around here, especially the first half of the season, and it's like the sky is falling. But their defense isn't quite as strong as it's been since he's been at Brennan High School. They've had to rely on their offense a little bit more. But, every year is different, Don. And, of course, every school, every program goes through a little bit of a metamorphosis. So, maybe he's going to have to build this team a little bit more as the season goes on, as opposed to what he's had to do maybe in recent years over at Brennan. But this is still an infinitely talented squad. And a team that'll be really dangerous once the playoffs come around.
Yeah, we know about some of the players that have gone from this program to the college level. Of
course, Derek Roberson was one of the top recruits in the state. He's playing defensive end at the University of Texas. Grant Watanabe, that stud middle linebacker that was so good in that state championship game. He's at Colorado. And Deshaun Key, that brilliant young quarterback, is playing defensive back at Incarnate Word. There you see Brian Dowson led those Roosevelt Rough Riders to the state championship. Can you believe it's been 20 years ago this season? Never forget it. Alamo Stadium against Flower Mound Marcus. They shocked the world. Warren will return the football, and there's the young man that we talked about setting this game up from the very beginning. Keyshawn Payne, he's a defensive end linebacker by trade, but they've tried him on offense, and he's very electric, so he continues to return kicks, although he will play primarily on defense tonight. The kicker for Brennan is Juan Gutierrez, and he will have our Sears kickoff as we're just about ready to get underway here at Dub Ferris Stadium.
Yeah, Don, and really a lot of similarities between these two programs. I mean, obviously, there's been a lot of winning on both sidelines, and it's been a real interesting year for both of them in terms of managing the injuries, and we'll talk about that as the game goes on.
All right, back deep is DiCaprio Martin and Keyshawn Payne, number 7 and number 8. The kick is high and is short. It will be taken by one of the up men at the 30, and he's down right there at the 30-yard line. Good special teams coverage by the Bears, and that is where Warren will set up shop for their first offensive possession. As we talked about at the outset, Warren is led by quarterback Vincent James tonight, number 11. They do play Kyrie Johnson, number 13 as well. But Vincent James is the guy who puts up the ball 113 times on the season. He's thrown for 704 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's long and lean and can sling it. And they'll look to have a balanced attack of both run and pass tonight here on first down. He comes up throwing on first down and completes it. That's Gabe Martinez on the outside. And it's a nice pickup for the Warren offense. Take a look at the offensive line for the Warriors. Big David Escamilla, Juan Gonzalez, Cody Lansford, and Brandon Rodriguez up front along with Lenny Dominguez. As I said, the back is Devontae Mitchell-Dixon. And the tight end is Noah Garcia. Martinez just caught that ball. The favorite receiver is Dennis Houston, but also Jeremy Garcia is back after injury. Houston has 37 receptions already on the season for 440 yards. There's the handoff to Devontae. He's got some room. Nice tackle to trip him up as he crossed the 45-yard line. A 19-yard pickup. And we saw the burst right there of speed from that young man. But first, let's run down the Brennan Bears defense. Talked a lot about DJ Allen, number 5, the linebacker. Keep your eye on him. He's a verbal commit to Tulsa and the class of that Brennan defense. Devontre McGarity playing strong safety. Yes, he is related to Wayne. He's his distant cousin. As Warren goes deep, and we're going to have a flag down there, and it's going to be some sort of pass interference. We'll see if it's on the defense. It looked like it was going to be called on the Brennan D. Darian Hill with the coverage on Garcia. And I think they got Hill, unless it's offensive.
Well, we'll let them sort it out, but it certainly looked that way.
Yeah, they're calling on number 2. Here's Charlie Winnett.
Holding on the D against an eligible receiver. It's a 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
All right, but it's a hold and not pass interference, so that's just a 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down, as Darian Hill just got a little aggressive with Garcia on the outside. 4 wides now for Vincent James. Turns, hands it to Devontae Mitchell-Dixon, and he's brought right down there. We said all night long to be looking for Jared Garcia, 47 in there with DJ Allen, the 2 star linebackers and leading tacklers for the Brennan Bears.
Yeah, don't go to sleep on these guys. I mean, 1-4, but they've had a ton of injuries. I mean, their stud Garcia outside. This is really his first game all the way back. The running back issues. They're going to run both quarterbacks out there. I mean, this is still a very dangerous team and a nice, really good opening drive.
Throw a little screen here. Devontae's got it to the 20. He's got some blocking ahead of him. He's to the 10, and he's brought down there inside the 10-yard line. a 20-yard gain, and coming up with the tackle was Joseph Franco. And if not for Joseph Franco and Darian Hill, he would have scored.
Yeah, Joseph Franco was the kid that made the tackle on the first play of the ball game that saved the touchdown. But great play design. Quarterback waiting till the last second. All those defenders upfield, flip it out, got a screen. Great play, and here Warren is on the opening drive, knocking on the door.
Inside the Toe Juice red zone. Toe Juice, the ultimate skincare solution. Throw a little fade route, but a miscommunication as Vincent James was looking for Garcia, and Garcia broke the route off, so it's incomplete, and it'll be second down and goal.
Yeah, it's an interesting story with Vincent James. He's new to the program, but he's obviously got a great skill set, ton of athleticism, and he's really having to learn as he goes, and he's just a junior. Of course, we're going to see Kyrie Johnson also in the rotation, but Coach Dowson's kind of looking for one guy to assert himself and step up and take the role. Right now, it's both kid helping the other kid.
James has Devontae Mitchell-Dixon behind him. Fakes it to him, throws the slant to Garcia, and it's incomplete. Nice little play call, little play action, and a quick slant to Garcia, but he just couldn't hold on to it. That'll set up third and goal.
And Garcia is their main weapon, Don. He's missed almost the entire season. They brought him out a little bit last week. He's had a sore hamstring, and they're going to probably bring him along slowly tonight as well. But they hope to get him more on the field tonight than he was last week. But you can see they're trying to wear him out early. He is a threat.
Definitely a passing down here. Garcia splits wide left. The inside slot man on the right is Dennis Houston. Watch out for him. He's got 37 receptions. As they roll right, James looking under pressure, throws to the end zone, and it's out of bounds. Houston had it, but that didn't matter. He was about 4 yards out of bounds when he caught it. That'll set up fourth down, and Brian Dowson runs out the kicking unit.
Well, Vincent James doing all he could do with that one, trying to extend the play, but you got to give your receiver room to come down in the end, towards the end zone of the sideline to make that reception. But a good job just trying to keep the play alive, but good opening drive by Warren, but Brennan's D stalls and holds him to a field goal attempt.
Yeah, good pursuit by the Brennan defense as Jeremy Smith will try a kick at the field goal. It's a 26-yarder. Garcia's hold is good. The kick is up, and it is good. And the Warren Warriors lead it 3-0. Hold on a second. We've got Laundry on the field. Let's see if they're going to hold that kick as good. Looks like it's on the defense. They'll decline that, and it will be 3-0. So the Warren Warriors, Brian Dowson's group strikes first blood. It's Warren 3, Brennan 0. 9:50 to play here on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. We're back at Ferris Stadium on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. Big District 27 6A battle. Zone play begins tonight, and the Warren Warriors lead the Brennan Bears 3-0. Nice first drive by Warren, Chuck, and you set it up perfectly. This team may be 1-4, but they haven't played like 1-4. They've been competitive in all their ball games.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just typical of some of these schools that are really good. They go out and play a really tough non-district schedule to begin with, and then they hope that, toughens them up when they get ready to play like in a big district like 27 6A is. And again, you can't discount the fact that some of these teams are getting healthy on the fly. I mean, Brennan still has their two best defensive players, their defensive ends, out for the year. So they're having to figure that out on that side of the ball. But, talking to Coach Dowson this week, I mean, he says he's felt as good about this team right now as he has all season, and I think it showed on the opening drive. Reason for hope.
Devontae Warren is back along with Joseph Franco. It's going to be muffed. Ball's loose. Who's got it? Warren says they've got it, and they do.
Game on.
The Warren Warriors coming up with the recovery. That was number 31, Alexander Planty. Plays linebacker for them, in on special teams, and he comes up with the loose ball.
Well, Don, it is a windy night here down on the field, and the ball is kicked into the teeth of that wind, so you can understand why it's going to be hard maybe for some of these kids to judge balls that are kicked this evening on both sides of the field. And sure enough, as you take a look at the gusty wind here, that's kind of reared its head. We were going to talk about that a little later in the ball game, but already paying dividends for Warren to come up with a big early turnover.
All right, so the Warren offense right back on the field for a Gold's Gym first down. Vincent James and Devontae Mitchell-Dixon. James wants to throw it, going for it all on the first play, and it's tipped, and it's intercepted in the end zone. That's a touchback, and it's Brennan football. Coming up with the ball is Trey McGarity, number 7. Yes, he's the cousin of the San Antonio legend Wayne McGarity, who played at the University of Texas, Clark High School, with the Dallas Cowboys. And his cousin makes a play, Chuck, a big play for that Brennan defense.
Yeah, I mean, look at the hands of this young man. Ball is batted, tipped, stays with it, and comes down in the end zone. And just like that, Coach Baser's squad gets the turnover and gets the ball right back. Player making a play.
All right, so here comes that Brennan offense that we talked about earlier. Tavion Tolfree, the quarterback, but right now it's Kyle Mitchell who throws it to the outside. It's caught and picking up about 8 yards is Dane Thomas, their leading receiver. He's got 16 catches coming in. So we're going to see both quarterbacks tonight. Mitchell's a senior, but now see him coming to the sideline to get a play call. Tolfree wears number 4. Mitchell wears number 12. He's 6 of 18.
Against the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
All right, having a little problem with Charlie's mic tonight, but as you can see, it was procedure on the offense, a 5-yard penalty. They'll replay first down. Mitchell 6 of 18 for 113 yards. Hasn't thrown a touchdown, has 1 pick. He's run for a touchdown. You can see good size kid. He's got a couple of running backs behind him, Devontae Warren and Jamel Jeter, their thunder and lightning. There's a handoff to Warren, and Warren scats back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a pickup of about 1.
What a great open field tackle that was.
Here's the big guys for the Brennan offensive line. Dorian Drayton, Adam Prince, Ty Cole, Jeremy Estrada, and Brian Zambrana. The backs are Warren, Garcia. Dane Thomas is a wideout along with Alexander Wise. Brandon Virial is your tight end.
Yeah, great Garza making that last tackle.
Second down and about 15 for Kyle Mitchell, who's going to look to throw. Flag flies as he completes it over on a middle screen, and Thomas picks up about 2 or 3 on the play, but again, flag flies on the near side.
Flag on the play.
Looks like this was going to be against Brennan as well.
Illegal on the offense. Too many backfield. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
I actually think the microphone's working fine. I think that's that wind you talked about, Chuck. It's just gusty wind as we look at the Warren defense. And I can say it. I learned in the pregame that as Akeem won me, Mag Bagbiola.
From your mouth to God's ear.
Noah Arredondo, the cornerback. DiCaprio Martin, also a star cornerback for them. Second down and 19 as Mitchell turns and throws to Thomas again. Breaks 1 tackle, breaks another, gets down to about the 19. And we're going to be well short of a first down. And they're going to come in with a different package here as Jamel Jeter comes onto the field. Saw him last year as a freshman. Big, thick sophomore running backs, run for 9 touchdowns already this season. 582 yards. He's in for his first play.
Yeah, and they've got 2 special running backs, and they haven't had both of them healthy at the same time until tonight.
Jeter's lined up next to Mitchell. Comes out of the backfield. Mitchell, though, slinging it deeper than that, and it was almost picked off. What a great play on the football by the cornerback, DiCaprio Martin.
Well, he sure did. He read that one all the way. Broke on the ball, got his hands on it, and almost made the interception. Look at him break. Now that's my ball. And then the strong hands getting both of them up there. And, you know, quite frankly, Dane Thomas did a nice job there, just making sure that ball wasn't intercepted.
DJ Allen was pressured, but he got the kick off, and it takes a Brennan bounce. It's fielded by Payne at the 35, gets across the 40 where he's knocked out of bounds. And Warren has a 3-0 lead. They'll have their 3rd possession. And the Warren defense as impressive as the offense right now as Payne comes off the field. We do have a penalty on the play. Come on, Charlie, here you go.
Illegal, blocking the back on the return team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, Warren.
All right, so Warren will have it 1st and 10. When we come back, they lead it 3-0 on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights.
All right, and welcome back. We're on the field right now. Victoria from Church's Chicken, our proud sponsors of Thursday Night Lights. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Oh, okay, you got some goodies. Love this lady. She brings food with her all the time.
I do. I have our new limited time offer. It's our Texas Pete chicken tender strips.
So what's new over there? What's going on at Church's?
Well, this is our new product. It's really popular. They're 3 all-white meat tender strips sprinkled with our original Texas Pete seasoning.
Yeah, we tried that last week. It's got a little kick to it.
It's good. It's got a good Texas-sized kick, right?
It does. Texas-sized kick.
But
That's a good word.
we have the honey butter biscuit to balance it out.
There you go. And,
Yes.
and then your favorite drink, whatever that happens to be.
Yes.
Yeah, Coke or
Sweet tea.
sweet tea is my favorite. All right, so thank you for coming out, and thank you guys for what you do. We love Church's.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
All right, enjoy the rest of the game. The weather out here is great, guys. Kind of dark, but just looked at the radar. It's not bad.
All right, thanks, Mike. The Warren Warriors setting up shop at about the 35-yard line. Spinning and trying to get away from the defense is Devontae Mitchell-Dixon.
And Vincent James still in at quarterback here in the next series of the ball game, and that's what kind of got Warren down the field there early on in the game. They came out, hit the quick hitter, and then kind of pounded the ball with the running backs, and they're trying to mix it up early and be balanced as possible to try to mix this Brennan defense up.
Grindhausen said they wanted to run the football tonight. We got a loose ball on the ground after a shotgun snap. Hit James in the knee, and he got back on top of it, but now it's going to be 3rd and long for that Warren offense.
That was a missile. He may want to check his kneecaps after that one.
You know, coaches just hate those kind of plays that just takes a down away from you. Those little mistakes, the little pre-snap penalties. You got 2nd down and manageable. Now you got 3rd and 10. 3 receivers to the right. Mitchell-Dixon's behind him. James is going to try to run for it, and he's drilled, dropped behind the line of scrimmage. 2 guys were there, including number 22 for Brennan, and that's Elijah Davis. Big Phil getting in there.
Yeah, Alexander Rodriguez too. I mean, that pocket looked like, you know, he was going to have some running room, but those guys really were able to maintain their little area of the field, and that pocket collapsed pretty quickly, and they were able to bring him down on the ball, bring him down on the ground, and now Warren is going to have to punt the ball back to Brennan.
Yeah, into that wind, into a very stiff wind. McGarity back to receive, and McGarity's going to take it at the 45. Breaks a tackle, shifty, gets across midfield, flag flies as he gets inside Warren territory. Trey McGarity down to the 45-yard line, but again, there's laundry on the field. This is likely some sort of block in the back or holding penalty, usually the case.
Boy, you can see the effect of the wind, though, can't you, Don? I mean, kicking on that side of the field, it's going to be a problem. I mean, throwing the ball is going to be tough, too.
On the return, 10-yard penalty, first down, Brennan.
All right, so Brennan will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line when we come back on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights.
All right, and welcome back. I'm joined by Daniel Lascati, who's the assistant band director here at Warren. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
I'm good. So you've been doing this for 5 years at Warren, you said?
Yes, sir.
And you actually were in the band. You went to Jay, you're local?
Yeah, from here, product of Northside, went to Jay High School, went to UTSA, got my music ed degree, and now I'm here at Warren.
Go Runners, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so tell us about what you guys are going to be doing on the field for us tonight at halftime.
Tonight at halftime, we'll be doing part of our UIL concert show. It's entitled The Journey. We kind of cover the 4 seasons of the year.
I'm liking that. I'm like, where's a guy? I like that.
Yeah, so it's, it goes along with that, although, I don't know, it's supposed to rain tonight, but I guess.
No, I think we're good, but it sure does look threatening out there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely does.
All right, okay. Well, listen, good luck. Good luck in what you're doing, and we appreciate all that you do for us. Getting a little close, we're going to move, and we're going to send it back to you guys.
Mike is afraid he's going to get run over right there. I don't blame you, Mike. Little gain right there by Jamel Jeter. Now, this is a young man we saw a year ago as a freshman, and we said, uh-oh, this kid is going to be special. And you can tell 582 yards and 9 scores on the year so far. Didn't play the first series, but now he's back there next to Michael. And just the size of the young sophomore. You could tell he's big-time back right there. Breaks a tackle, gets up to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, and the irony is, Don, is that Coach Baser says, he hates to make comparisons, but he says just in looking at Jamel Jeter that he says he reminds him of Malcolm Brown a little bit, and that he feels like he can be that kind of player, that kind of good. And he just says it's just a matter of understanding that, if Jamel Jeter is going to figure out at some point how good he really can be, that he is just a sophomore.
Yeah, look at his size, and that's just amazing for a sophomore. He's got 2 more years, and especially from the waist down, his legs are thick as he completes the ball out here to the 48, across the 50-yard line. Nice little jitter move, and Jeremiah Garcia with a nice pickup. Good enough for a Gold's Gym first down. On the tackle for the Warren Warriors was their cornerback, number 16, Warren Cotlaw.
Yeah, Noah Arenado made a big play earlier to force a punt, and he kind of lost his footing. He still got in there and helped slow that play up.
1st and 10, Michael still back there. There's a young man, Jeter. Jeter across the 45. He's down to about the 44-yard line. And he is reminiscent. I don't know if it's the jersey number or the size, but he doesn't look like a breakaway back, but he does look like a tough, sledding, thick fullback type who's got breakaway speed, really, when he gets the opportunity.
Well, and then, you like what you see at the end of the play. I mean, he's contacted 2 yards after he makes the play and then falls forward for another 3, and that's what the good ones do.
2nd down and 5. Kyle Michael, your quarterback. There's Jeter. He'll stick his nose in there, close to a first down. Got the first down and more. And as you can see, he's not just tough, he's nifty. He avoided about 3 tackles there. Well into Warren territory, now down to the 36 and has a first down.
Now, the Brennan Bears are getting the running game going, and you're right, that was a really nice run. It's not only the shiftiness, but just the patience to let some of those holes and those gaps develop.
Here's the young man we talked about at the outset, Tavion Tolfree. He is in at quarterback. 356 yards rushing on the year. He keeps on his first play, and he's got some room across the 30 to the 25. He's going to be pushed out of bounds. He breaks a tackle and gets down to the 2-yard line. Tavion Tolfree, I said he's going to be tackled, and he wasn't. Wow. 33 yards. What a great job of breaking a tackle at the end of this run.
Don, he's just been a really special player for them, and he's a really good quarterback, but we talked about his wrist injury. It's been bothering him all year long. They thought his wrist was broken, but it was just a severe sprain. But, hey, man, put the rock in your left hand and go. But, yeah, it's a shame because he's a really gifted quarterback, and obviously when you have a severe sprain on your throwing hand, it can really hamper you as a quarterback.
In the Toe Juice red zone, Tolfree's going to keep it. Tolfree's going to score. Touchdown, Brennan. With 2:23 to go in the first quarter, the Brennan Bears take the lead here after 2 runs by their backup quarterback tonight. I don't know if we can call him a backup. Tavion Tolfree comes in to score, and now they look like they're going to run for 2, and now they'll bring on the regular special teams unit to kick the extra point. 2 plays, 2 big gains, and a score for Tavion Tolfree.
Well, just what the doctor ordered. You got a special athlete back there, and we have a little hard time getting your offense going, but he comes in, provides a nice spark, and just like that, Brennan gets into the end zone with 2:23 left in the first.
Kyle Michaels' hold is good, and Juan Gutierrez's extra point is good, and the Brennan Bears have a 7-3 lead here at Ferris Stadium. 2:28 to play in the first quarter. Tavion Tolfree sparking the Brennan Bears to a 7-3 lead. You're watching Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. Welcome back to Dub Ferris Stadium on the complex of the Northside School District's Ferris complex. Got that great swim center here. They're building a brand new basketball arena. Beautiful night for football. The rain has stayed away, and although we've got some strong winds, it's a nice night for football, and it's a nice night to be Tavion Tolfree right here early. Comes into the ball game. He's got 2 carries for 34 yards and a touchdown. There you see the flags flying directly into the face of the Warren Warriors at this point. So that means a kicker like Juan Gutierrez loves to see this, because he's thinking he can act like the big boys here and kick it through the back of the end zone with this kind of breeze behind him.
And for Tolfree, you know, if you missed last week's game, he got hurt in the Judson game but missed the Marshall game last week. He's got the fresh legs, and boy, did it show on that drive.
DiCaprio, Martin, and Keyshawn Payne back as Gutierrez puts that ball into the end zone and through the back of the end zone, and the Warren Warriors will take over at their own 20-yard line. Time to tell you, though, about our San Antonio Sports All-Star Cheer Challenge powered by CPS. If you're an administrator or a cheer sponsor, you can register now. 4 local cheer squads will get the opportunity to cheer at the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by HEB. That's on January the 9th, right after the Army All-American Bowl in the Alamo Dome. We'll televise the Army All-American Bowl on NBC News 4 San Antonio. And then Chuck and I will have the call of the San Antonio Sports All-Star Game on the CW35. So if you want to register your cheer squad to be on that game, just go right there to www.cw35.tv. Meanwhile, we're looking at the Smile Cam brought to you by UIW, where you can earn a degree of difference at the University of the Incarnate Word. A lot of smile about for the Brennan Bears right now as they've gone ahead 7-3 with 2:23 to play in the first.
And we don't want to make too much of the wind and all that, but I mean, it is blowing right into the faces of the Warren offense right now. So, you know, you're going to kind of have to manage that during the quarters. You know, you want to be able to, it's obviously going to be a lot easier to throw the ball with that wind at your back. But having to throw into the teeth of this wind like that, it can be awfully difficult.
Kyrie Johnson, the new quarterback for Warren. They've gone from Vincent James to Kyrie Johnson, so both teams now have played 2 quarterbacks, and his slant attempt to Jeremy Garcia into that win was a little high, which brings up 2nd down and 10. Garcia splits to the right by himself. Devontae Mitchell-Dixon is in the backfield. He throws left, and Brennan's defense has that one snuffed out. Jeremiah Salazar read that from the get-go, and number 41 got in there and did a great job breaking it up. Got some help from Jared Garcia as well.
Now, that's one of those plays, too, that, you know, we used to see the middle screen, you know, maybe about 10 years ago it started to become fashionable. Now you see defenses, a lot of them are rallying and doing a nice job of stopping it, and then now you see at the pro level, when you see those middle screens, you see a lot of guys stop on a dime and pivot and try to break it back outside. And that might have been the best way to go right there.
Kyrie Johnson, just a sophomore quarterback. Got 3 receivers to his right, so he rolls left. He's got all day to run. DJ Allen trying to bring him down short of the sticks, and a great open field tackle by the young man who's committed to the University of Tulsa, number 5, DJ Allen. I believe he's going to be short of the first down, and a great one-on-one play in space by number 5, DJ Allen.
Oh, you're not kidding. I mean, when I thought, you know, the ball's taken outside and the quarterback's running for the sticks, I didn't think there was any way possible he was going to be able to stop him before he got the sticks, but indeed he did, and now Warren's going to have to punt the ball back into this wind.
Yeah, Allen played a lot as a younger player when he played with Watanabe and Derek Roberson. Brennan's bringing the house, and DJ Allen blows it up. Ball's loose. It's going to be Brennan ball inside the Warren 30, thanks to DJ Allen, the same kid who stops him short on 3rd down. is back in the backfield on 4th down. As he blitzed that one from the get-go, you could see he was coming all the way, went right between the gap near the center, and the punter for Warren, Jeremy Smith, was running for his life.
Well, it certainly didn't help that the snap was below his feet. And we talked at the onset, you know, that was one of the things that Coach Dowson really stressed at the onset, is that he didn't want Warriors to beat Warriors, and that was clearly not a play that he would like to have.
Tolfree keeps again, goes right into the center of that line and picks up about 4. Jeter is out, and Devontae Warren is in at running back on this series. Both these teams with a myriad of personnel switches. And they may run Michael in right here. They're going to use 2, if not 3 quarterbacks. See an equal playing time with Warren and Jeter behind the quarterback, but it's Tolfree right now on 2nd down and 7. He hands to Warren. Warren's got the outside, cuts inside the 20. Warren to the 10. Another move to the 5. Touchdown, Brennan. Devontae Warren with 2 wicked moves to go 26 yards for a touchdown.
That one at the end was an ankle snapper. I thought for sure he was going to head out of bounds. He thought otherwise. Smelt the goal line, turned it back upfield, got the 6. So the muff punt comes back to haunt Warren right away.
We saw a similar play in the Texas TCU game last week when one of those Horned Frogs just stuck his foot in the ground and made a move to make him miss, and he did the same thing twice as Michael holds for Gutierrez, and his extra point is up and good, and Devontae Warren has given the Brennan Bears a 14-3 lead. And Chuck, take us through this replay. Just some great moves.
Well, look, he's in the open field, and then he gets the cutback. Looked like he stumbled a little bit there, but still was able to maintain his balance and get his momentum going back up towards the field. Just a spectacular play. I don't know how he kept his feet.
Did a great job hurdling the defender early in the run, and then that cutback and keeping his balance. Brennan getting a boost here right before the end of the quarter. They lead at 14-3 as we've only got 39 seconds to play.
And that's his 8th touchdown of the year, and he's been banged up a little bit. Jeter's been banged up a little bit. And that's been really an interesting sidebar to Brennan's entire season. You know, they've had guys in and out of the lineup. They haven't had both of their Thunder and Lightning capabilities during the course of the year. Neither one of these guys has played together in the same game very often. They're healthy tonight, and both of them are making an impact in this game very early on in the first quarter.
But what a luxury you have when you can change pace between 2 talented backs like that who give the defense 2 totally different looks. So Gutierrez ready to kick it deep to DiCaprio Martin and Keyshawn Payne, who switched sides at the last minute. Again, he's got the wind behind him. That ball's deep. It's going to be taken at the goal line by Martin across the 10. He's knocked down short of the 20-yard line at about the 18. Nice job by the Brennan Bears, Trayvon Rogers, to make the tackle.
Well, now we'll see if Warren can counter. They got to get something going here because, you know, they had the great start. Don, they go right down the field at 1st and goal. The drive stalled, but they were able to get the 3 points. You know, you're feeling pretty good about yourself. You're coming in here against Brennan, a team we know about the storied program history and all the recent success that they've had. And then, you know, you struggle a little bit, and then all of a sudden you look up at the end of the first quarter and you're down 14-3.
Yeah, James back in at quarterback, and they'll have the wind after about 32 more seconds, so they hand off, and nice gain of about 3 for Mitchell Dixon. And I'm sure Brian Dowson will be content to let this thing run out, and you get 2nd down with the wind behind you. After this play, Baser may consider taking a timeout just to take the wind away from him.
Yeah, isn't that interesting that you can see that coaches are already managing with this win. I mean, calling the timeout at the end of the first quarter, just you got to make them have another play snap.
And that's exactly what he does. Baser takes a timeout with 1 second to go. That's pretty witty. That makes you run a play on 2nd down against the wind instead of having second and third down with the wind.
Well, I guess we weren't making a big enough deal about the win then, because that's obviously going to be a factor in this ballgame.
Talked about Warren being 1-4, but if you look at the teams that they've played, you can understand why. Roosevelt's off to a great start this year. He played at Abilene. Reagan is one of the best teams in town. They beat Churchill, and then they lost last week to Holmes in a game they think they should have and could have won. And then tonight they've got Brennan, and we're in zone play, so they've got Jay Stevens Taft, and of course that play-in game if they're lucky enough to get to that point. Brennan, well, only 2 losses, and you look at who they're to, Smithson Valley and Judson. No shame in that. And when you go out and beat Leander Rouse and Manor and some of those teams from the Austin area, you're playing very good competition.
It cannot be overstated enough, I think, to what these guys, the Brennan Bears, have overcome, especially on the defensive end side of the ball. I mean, they lose their 2 big boys on both ends of the defense like that, and that can really disrupt your whole organization. But they've managed to survive, and they're getting better, and they're playing a lot of younger guys too.
James wants to throw it, and he's sacked back at the 10-yard line, just blowing up that play. Was number 45 for the Brennan Bears, and that's Cavante White.
Yeah, because of injuries, maybe Cavante White, the junior, is getting a little more playing time, and look at him, comes up there and makes a play. That's going to end the quarter, and now they're going to force Warren into 3rd and forever.
3rd and forever. They'll have the win behind them when we come back. Brennan leading on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights, 14-3 after 1. Welcome back to Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. Brennan leads Warren 14-3 as we start the second quarter. Time for our Wilkes Air Conditioning and Heating halftime or first quarter highlights. Tavion toll-free gave Brennan a 7-3 lead after Warren took the lead early, and then this is the play of the game so far. Devontae Warren going 26 yards to make it 14-3 here as we start the second quarter. Those are our Wilkes Air Conditioning and Heating first quarter highlights.
How do we miss the hurdle? The hurdle was nice too on his way to the scampering zone.
Very nice.
Hey, take a look at the stats. Brennan off to the early lead, of course, and then you look at the rushing yards are dominating that stat. Other than that, though, pretty even.
All right, we can hear the Brennan coaching staff animated in the booth next to us over making some defensive changes as I see what's Warren is lined up in here as we start the second quarter. James is your quarterback. Devontae Mitchell-Dixon behind him, and now that word from the coaches got down to the Brennan sideline, and Steve Baser runs down and calls timeout. They were out of position. And we got to tip our cap to the guy next door to us, Chuck. He saw it and called it down there.
That's exactly right. He saw something he didn't like, so Brennan's going to call a timeout. But, Don, just getting back to my earlier point about Brennan and what they've had to overcome, I mean, massive injuries to their defensive line. It's cost them 2 of their best defenders for the year. 94 Ty Brunson suffered a knee injury. He's done for the year. And then Nashawn Teamer, number 8, broke his wrist. He was trying to play through that. But while doing so, he comes back and then he tears his meniscus, and now he's out. So you got some sophomores in there. You got some other younger players. But, it's like Coach Baser says, nobody cares. It's football. You're going to have injuries. You're going to have things you have to overcome. And we're doing that. He still feels like he's got a really good team. They've got a lot to prove, though, obviously, going forward. But, they've just, Coach Baser's done a really nice job over there. And I like when you talk to him that he tells you, hey, no excuses. Yeah, we'd like to have those kids back. We'd like to have a lot of things go our way. But that's what makes every season and every game that much more interesting and that much more compelling. And, you kind of learn some things about yourself as you go along.
Absolutely. It's the great thing sports teaches us about it, overcoming adversity. You hear coaches talking about it all the time. It's life. It's not just football. James on 3rd down and a mile, hands inside and picking up big space. And for a first down and more is Devontae Mitchell-Dixon. Ryan Dowson just calling that one up for 27 yards, hoping that you get some room to punt it out of there. And all of a sudden you get a kid like that who can pop it.
Mercy, look at the burst. Now, obviously, Brennan was set up to stop the pass, but I mean, the last thing you think is going to happen is somebody's going to rip off a run like that. What a nice play and some great blocking to help make that thing happen as well.
Devontae Mitchell-Dixon, 27 yards, good enough for a Gold's Gym first down. And so the Warriors are on the move. Vincent James with the receiver in motion, goes back to pass, pressure, throws the screen. And here's Mitchell-Dixon again. He's got more space. Mitchell-Dixon to the 40, cuts back, and he's brought down at about the 32-yard line. Around the head, surprised we didn't get a face mask call as Trey McGarity corralled him by the neck after a 28-yard gain. So on back-to-back plays, one a run, one a reception, Devontae Mitchell-Dixon is getting loose for the Warren Warriors.
And again, good patience by Vincent James letting that thing set up, and then great job by Devontae Mitchell-Dixon as well to kind of let some of those blocks downfield develop for him.
1st and 10 from about the 33. James fires on the slant and it was thrown behind his intended receiver. Quentin Snark's the man he was looking for, so he just threw it behind him.
Yeah, a little bit of a tough throw there. I mean, Vincent James, though, but what a great read by that young man. I mean, he saw the blitz was coming, and that's what you do. Blitzing guy is coming, throw to his area. Just a little bit behind the intended receiver.
2nd down and 10 for Vincent James, the junior quarterback. He's thrown for 704 yards this season. Coming into the night. Another strong pass rush. Throws the screen again, and Dixon's gone. Dixon to the 5. Touchdown, Warren. Got the signal official from the far side judge. A 32-yard touchdown run by Devontae Mitchell-Dixon. It was his drive, his show the entire way, Chuck.
I think Warren's having some success on the screen pass tonight here, Don.
Wow.
I think I keep going to that well as well. Mercy. I mean, there's some big chunks of yards coming, and just Brennan is not anywhere near close to stopping that play right now.
The hold is good, the kick is up, and it is good, and we've got ourselves a football game as the Brennan Bears lead Warren 14-10 here with 10:36 to play in the first half. Devontae Mitchell-Dixon on the ground, through the air, speed.
Hands weren't bad either.
No, that was a nice catch. We're coming back after this. Welcome back to Dub Ferris Stadium. Devontae Mitchell-Dixon. He deserves a break right now. That drive was his from the get-go. 7 plays, 82 yards. He had a 27-yard run, a 28-yard reception, and then a 32-yard reception that went to the house for a touchdown. He's got 3 catches for 80 yards and a score, and also 5 rushes for 54 yards on the night, and almost all of that was on that drive.
Coach Baser talked about that, Don, all week long. He was really worried about the explosive play ability of Warren. And that's the thing, you know, you have a couple of drives where you really don't look like yourself. You're kind of out of sorts if you're Warren, and then bam, you get the wind at your back, you throw a couple of screens, next thing you know, you're in the end zone, and we got a football game.
So Jeremy Smith kicks it deep. Ball is taken at the 5-yard line, coming across the 20 to the 25 and almost busting it across the 30-yard line is Brennan's Devontae Warren. Let's go down to the sidelines, and Mike Hernandez has got a special guest.
I do. Our Scholar Athlete sponsors are Gold Financial Services, and we're joined by one of the representatives. This is James Del Bosque. How are you doing, sir?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm good. We were talking about, he's a soccer player, so he said it's been a while since he's been on a football field, right?
That's right. It's been too many years.
It's got to be great to work for a company that is local, that's here. You grew up here. That's got to be great. Tell us, so you said you went to Madison?
I went to Madison High School, 1988 graduate. Grew up here in San Antonio. My parents live here. My grandparents live here. So I'm native San Antonian.
And it also is outstanding that you guys see the value of supporting the Scholar Athlete program, because it's not only what you do on the field, but also in the classroom. That's real important.
Yes, education is very important, and because we are a local company, we support local high school education and our Scholar Athletes.
Well, we appreciate that. Thanks. Thanks for coming down. Enjoy the rest of the game, man. They'll tackle you if you're not careful.
Get out of the way.
Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Chuck. Michael back in, and so is Jeter. And there you see the strength of that young sophomore pounding across the 40 for a first down, all the way down to the 43-yard line. And that is a big, young 15-year-old right there.
Yeah, they don't grow those kind of guys on trees, that's for sure. I'm going to be curious to see what Coach Baser does in terms of play calling right now, because now he has the wind in his face. And when you got a couple of big hosses back there at running back, I think they want to wear him out. But Michael can flip it too. And there he is.
Got him at the 40, across the 45 to the 50. He's got some room. 40, 35, down near the 30-yard line is the long, lanky receiver, Alexander Wise. A pickup of 22 yards.
And another sophomore. Jeepers, when he got the ball out there in space, broke a tackle, and this is a very big kid as well. Nice move, and then breaks it up the field, takes a lick, but still stays on his feet. And what a nice sizable pickup there for the Brennan Bears are now on the move and trying to counter the score that Warren just got.
Another handoff to Jeter. Jeter's across the 30 down to the 25-yard line. And it looks like he might be hurt. Slow getting up is the young sophomore running back.
Get it in the hip.
Yeah, he's kind of glad to see him get up and walk off quickly.
Yeah, I'm glad he's all right. Looks like, he's able to at least walk off, but he ran a little high and took a couple of shots there at the end.
Let's look at it again and see exactly where he got hit. Got hit right in the groin, actually, with a helmet. That'll get you out of the game quickly every time.
You think?
Here's Michael with the pitch. There's the speedster Warren, and he's up across the 25, inside the 24. Yeah, I think that's one of those, we'll call it a helmet to the thigh. The upper thigh. And that'll have you limping off quickly.
From the Warren 24.
It's down to the 24-yard line. 8:15 here to play in the first half.
Now we'll see if Warren's defense can bow up, because, again, you want to get one of those shutdown innings if you're Warren. You just scored. You want to see if you can get off the field.
Michael with the handoff to Warren. Warren to the 20, to the 15. Tries to cut back like he did earlier. This time he's brought down. Nice tackle there by number 7, but not before a 14-yard gain as DiCaprio Martin brought him down. But Warren's got a nice ability to cut back and stay in bounds and try to score, and he makes a little juke hurdle move there, and this time he's just outside the 10.
Yeah, and that was quite a sell job, too, by Kyle Michael, the quarterback. I mean, he had a couple of those Warren defenders that were following him, so good job on the play fake.
He is inside our Vantage College red zone. Vantage College changing lives through education and job placement, and he's trying to place himself inside the 10-yard line, and Warren gets in there. Good tackle there by the Warren defense. Coming up with that one was Warren Cotlong. Also Keyshawn Payne, who we knew going in is a multi-talented athlete, plays defensive end, returns kicks. Played him last week just about everywhere on offense, trying to put the football in his hands.
Yeah, and Cotlong did a really nice job. I mean, he came from the other side of the field and just sailed right down the line to make that play.
All right, so Michael is out. Tolfree is in on this snap, and Tolfree keeps it. Actually hands to Warren, and Warren scores. Had me faked out. Devontae Warren, his second touchdown of the game, a 9-yarder as Brennan stretches out the lead.
Nothing too fancy about that, although I'm sure Devontae Warren, makes it look easier than it actually was. He just found himself a crease and got himself into the end zone. Really nice job by the fellas up front. Cole, Prince, and Drayton over there on the left side.
And Tolfree with a good play fake to freeze the linebackers. as the extra point is up, and it is good. I tell you, Chuck, I thought they put Tolfree in there for a reason to carry the football himself. He was so good on the last drive. 2 carries and a touchdown. This time, he made a great fake. And Warren did the rest. Brennan 21, the Warren Warriors 10. We've got 6:40 to go in the first half on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. We're back where the Brennan Bears have taken a 21-10 lead over the Warren Warriors. Brennan's drive was a 9-yard touchdown by Devontae Warren. It took 3 minutes and 56 seconds. 8 plays and 70 yards. And Warren now has 6 carries and 53 yards on the game, and he scored twice.
And you got to like what Brennan did on that drive for a bunch of different reasons, Tom. But, you know, they actually did throw some short passes and at least gave Warren the look that they might come out and throw. But the bottom line is they did most of that damage on the ground and were able to go down and get points even with the wind blowing right in their face. And I don't know what the gusts are, but that flagpole is stiff right now.
He will be kicking into a dead, I don't know, what do you guess, Chuck, 35 maybe?
I don't know, man. That's
Mike Hernandez.
20 plus.
We'll have Mike. Does he have a gauge for that?
It's about 15 miles an hour with an occasional gust beyond that, buddy.
There you go. See, you ask a weather guy. Nice job by taking a little pooch kick by Warren, but they'll have good field position there, right about the 41-yard line. And let's go down to Mike Hernandez, who knows more than just how hard the wind's blowing, Mike.
All right, I'm joined by Roxanne Vickers, and she's actually the band director for Brennan. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, very good, actually.
You said you've been doing this for 23 years.
Yes, sir, I have, and yeah, it's exciting. I want to see how much longer I can handle it.
You know, we were talking about the fact that when you have a freshman or a sophomore on the football field or on a baseball field, you say, oh, he's young, he's still learning and stuff. But you also have that, and that applies to you all, too, very much so, right?
Very much so. With us, we don't have a JV band or a freshman band, so like with freshmen, you just kind of throw them in. You want them to be a part of it, and you want them to learn as fast as they can. So we got a lot of babies out there. It's going to be exciting, yeah.
It's a young program?
It's a young program. I mean, every year you lose a bunch of seniors, and you get a bunch of babies to replace them. But we're excited. It's a great group of kids for us this year.
Okay, real quick, what are we going to see at halftime?
We're going to see our UIL show. We're going to do a thing called Intergalactic, a little bit of space themes out of movies, classical music, a little bit of Beastie Boys to go with it.
Oh, really?
It'll be exciting.
All right, well, thank you. Thank you for what you do.
You bet, you bet. Have a good one.
Back to you guys.
All right, Mike, thanks. And rushing for a touchdown off a fumble is the Brennan Bear defense. Number 22 for Brennan is Elijah Davis, a 40-yard score after a sack. Ball came out, and the Brennan defense did the rest. Good pressure on the quarterback, Kyrie Johnson, who was into the ball game. And let's see who got to him first. First man there was number 45, Cavante White. And then doing the rest, the big fella, Elijah Davis, the defensive tackle. Wears 22 like a running back, but he plays nose guard, and he's got some speed.
Don, I don't know if that was a busted play or if that was a design play, but that looked awfully funky. And I'm sure Coach Dowson is not really thrilled with the end result. In fact, I know he's not.
Well, Kyrie Johnson came in as a new quarterback on the series, and the running back just went the wrong way, or the quarterback turned the wrong way, but it was a busted play because Devontae Mitchell-Dixon was supposed to either take that handoff or take the fake on the other side of the quarterback, who may have turned the wrong way. Don't know whose fault it was, not going to point fingers, but we know this. Brennan got 6 out of it, got 7 out of it, and they lead 28-10.
Well, that was one of the things that Coach Dowson really harped on this week, talking about Warriors not hurting Warriors. And Coach Baszler said, too, you know, they wanted to be at least +2 in the turnover game. They've created a couple here tonight. That one was a huge one, obviously.
A lot of times with a kid like that, you give him a jersey number 22, he's like a fullback, running back, and he grows into a nose guard, and he keeps his number. I don't know if that's the truth for Elijah Davis, but I tell you what, when you line up at nose guard and you're wearing 22, My bet is there was a point where they thought you were going to be a fullback.
And that man looks shocked and stunned. And I mean, it's just a total gift you've given to the other team. I mean, I know I'm stating the obvious, but especially with the wind conditions, I mean, you've got to take advantage when the wind is blowing right up your backside, and instead Brennan gets 7 going the other way.
Yeah, it was a 14-10 ball game just a couple of minutes ago, and now it's 28-10. And there goes the Warren Warriors special teams unit, drilled out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Is number 21, Omar Fonseca, and he got more of Garrett Rieger than he wanted.
Well, Jordan Sutherland, I take that back, you're right. It was DJ Allen for Brennan. Jeepers creepers.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, going up high, and he may have gotten there late, but he did get there. I think he knows that now.
And just like that, James will come back in at quarterback for the Warriors, who will try to get on the board here and add to their 10 points with 6:21 to play and the wind at their back.
And that's been the interesting thing, talking about Warren and what Coach Dowson's had to do all year. I mean, they not only have had a bunch of injuries, they've done a lot of experimentation trying to figure out what they have here, and including quarterback's been one of those spots.
James going deep, got a man along, but just threw it to the outside shoulder of Garcia. Nice little dial up by the Warren coaching staff, but James threw it to the outside shoulder instead of leading him towards the post, and Garcia couldn't find the football. As you see, he's 4-9 tonight for 90 yards and a touchdown.
Again, Garcia is one of their guys. He's one of their big play guys, one of the guys that for sure Coach Baszler was worried about. And he is bothered by a little bit of a bulky hamstring, and he saw a little bit of game action last week, and they're going to let him run a little bit more tonight, but he will be limited.
Mitchell Dixon behind him. He gets the carry. Linebackers keying on him now after his huge drive earlier in the quarter. And DJ Allen and a host of other Bears were right there to make sure he went nowhere on that play.
Yeah, initially it looked like this thing might go. I mean, they got a nice little kick-out block, but then, man, that thing closed up quickly. And then all of a sudden, you got 3 Bears bringing down the ball carrier. So good pursuit, good relentless activity by that side of the ball for Brennan.
Can't say enough about number 5, DJ Allen. He will likely be one of our all-stars, I would think, for the football all-star game. He's one of the best in town. Lining up like he's going to rush the pass now, drops into coverage as James keeps and now wings it out to the near side, breaking a tackle and getting down to the 45-yard line. For Warren is Dennis Houston, their leading receiver, his 38th catch of the year. James will come out, and the punting unit will come in on 4th and 9.
Well, it's one of those situations you're thinking, well, maybe Coach Dowson, given the score 28-10 here, about halfway through the second quarter, maybe you roll the bones on this side of the field on 4th down, but I guess discretion's the better part of valor. You can't win the game right here, but you might be able to lose it, so go ahead and punt it away.
He almost got to him. Ball was tipped, so there's no roughing going off the side of his foot. We'll have to see how far the official comes up the near side. He's still running past the 30, and they're going to spot it at the 32. So that was only a net of 13 yards for the Warren punter, special teams unit, with the wind at your back. But there was good pursuit and strong rush on that kick by the Warren special teams unit.
Yeah, and that obviously disrupted things a little bit, and then obviously that's been an area of concern tonight for Warren, just trying to get the ball away.
Just go to www.cw35.tv to register your squad for the San Antonio Sports All-Star Cheer Challenge powered by CPS Energy. 4 cheer squads will get a chance to cheer in the San Antonio Sports High School All-Star Football Game presented by HEB on January 9th. But you got to register to get your team, one of the 4, to be on TV. Michael throws to the outside. It's caught. Pick up about 4 yards.
Are you kidding me?
Great diving catch there.
I didn't think there was any way he was going to be able to catch that ball. But there's the sophomore again, showing you can not only run with the football after he catches it, but leave his feet and make a play.
Full extension by Alexander Wise. Think of the weapons they're going to have here for the next 2 years. Wise on the outside and Big Jeter running the football. There's a fake to Devontae Warren and a throw to the outside, beating his man and still on his feet past midfield is Dane Thomas. Dane Thomas made the first man miss, and Kyle Michaels in a little bit of a rhythm right now. Completed his last two, moving the sticks.
Yeah, he's done a really nice job, and again, no easy feat throwing into this wind tonight. And right now, Brennan is doing pretty much anything it wants, whether the wind's blowing in their face or not.
Warren is in there, and now we got a little flea flicker. Snuffing it out was the Warren defense, and Michael had to scramble, but he's doing a nice job before he's dragged down after a gain of about 4. We talked about that athlete, Keyshawn Payne. He blew that up, allowing his teammate to get in there and make the tackle, Alex Panty.
And don't underestimate the play here by Alexander Wise again. I mean, if he doesn't stay with his block, that's a huge loss. And then, yeah, Michael doing a nice job just turning absolutely nothing into a little bit of a gain. But, you know, one of those things, you're going to run a gadget play, that could have been disaster, but they were able to at least turn something out of it.
Inside handoff to Warren, and again, there's Payne. You see why the coaches talk so highly of number 8. Staying at home in his defensive end position, and read that one. And what an athlete. Think about it, your defensive end is returning kicks for you. That's how good an athlete he is. And he made a nice open field tackle right there.
Boy, he sure did. I mean, he was actually being pushed backwards. He was falling down and still made the play. Tells you what kind of strength he's got in those hands and arms.
2:35 left in the half. Kyle Michael in at quarterback for Brennan in a procedure call.
5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
False start against the Bears. So that'll back them up 5, and that'll be 3rd down and about 12 for Coach Baser and the Bears. They lead it 28-10. Blowing open a close game here. It was 14-10 at the end of the quarter. But a huge play by Devontae Warren and a big play by the defense to score. Here's Warren again. Warren's got the middle of the field, breaks a tackle, bounces across the 40, inside the 40 to the 39. Got a little nudge from one of his offensive linemen.
Ball carried by Devontae Warren.
Yeah, and if you're Warren, I mean, you just can't let that happen. I mean, it's 3rd and 11. You got a chance to get off the field and get a stop. And now these guys look like they're about 1.5 yards shy of the sticks, and looks like Brennan's going to go for it here with under 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Looking for the knockout kill.
Devontae Warren with 8 carries and 65 yards. Let's see if they give it to him here. They do. He comes right at the sticks, jumps, and gets the first down and more. Took a shot at the end right at the 35-yard line, but that'll move the sticks. And that's good for a Gold's Gym first down. We talked about Jeter being a tough running back. I'm not so sure. This kid's stick his nose right in there as well.
Yeah, and he breaks a tackle right there. Might have been a little bit short of the first down if the tackle was able to be made there, but it wasn't. Runs through the arm tackle and picks up the sticks.
Kyle Michael back to pass, straight drop, avoids a tackle, goes deep, got a man at the 5. It's caught, and it's touchdown Warren. Dane Thomas beat his man on the post. A 36-yard score and a perfect ball thrown by Michael right on the button.
First touchdown pass of the year, and boy, was this special. I mean, the throw was great. All the credit in the world. Nice little touch pass down the field right on the button, but how about the pocket presence? Takes a shot to the head, and then, you know, it's so typical, Don, when you see a young quarterback, especially when they feel pressure, there's a tendency to go backwards, but you can tell he's been coached. Stepped up into the pocket, stepped into the throw, and got the 6.
The extra point by Juan Gutierrez is up, and it is good. And Brennan has blown open a close game. 35-10, 21 unanswered here in the second quarter. And how about the play by Dane Thomas to just beat his man one-on-one on the post move?
Yeah, it was a great play all the way around. And again, you know, when you're a quarterback and somebody sticks a fist right in your face while you're trying to look downfield and make a throw, I'm sure that's a little daunting, but Kyle Michael absolutely unfazed and really stepped up and made a nice play there. And, you know, more importantly, Look at Brennan. I mean, they go right down the field and then score a touchdown into the teeth of this wind with 58 seconds left, and 35-10 is going to be tough to overcome for Warren. So let's see if they can get something going here, because what we've seen a lot here with these first half kickoffs by Brennan, they've all been short. So there's a chance that Warren's going to get decent field position, and then it could maybe go down and maybe counterpunch and get him some points back.
You got a feel for Brian Dowson's squad. They were right there. Had some big plays go against him. It's like you said, Chuck, a weird game with the wind the way it is. Michael 7 for 8 on the night for 101 yards and that touchdown.
Yeah, and they're still going through some growing pains on the Warren side too. I mean, Coach Dowson was telling us that they went through a scheme change on the defensive side of the ball, and he feels ultimately it's going to help them going from a 4-3 to a 3-4, and I guess he called it like a 50-odd. I had no idea what that meant. But, ultimately he feels like his defense is going to be a lot better by just mixing things up a little bit back there.
Kick is taken at the 30 and across the seam down the middle past the 40 to the 42-yard line are the Warren Warriors, and they'll try to get on the board one more time before halftime. They got 51 seconds to go, and coming up on our Alamo Cycleplex halftime show, we got the Warrior Band, the Brennan Bear Band, and of course our Gold Financial Services Scholar Athletes, so don't go anywhere. Some people call it the best part of the game. It's the Alamo Cycleplex halftime show. We're not ashamed to bring you both bands. Big part of the total experience here on Thursday Night Lights is spirit groups and the bands as well. All right, so 1st and 10, they're going to go back to Kyrie Johnson. Had that bust on those last series that led to a Warren touchdown. He hands off to Leo Williams, and Leo's the new back in there, in for Devontae Mitchell-Dixon. Picks up a couple. He's a junior. Under 30 seconds and ticking, and there's Leo again, and Williams tries to fight for midfield, gets to about the 48 and a half.
I guess they're going to be content just running out the clock.
I think he's just going to let it tick out. They take one more snap. He's got the wind behind him if he wants to throw one Hail Mary, and he may have called a timeout with 1 second to go. No. He called delay. They're going to say it ran out. Let's wait and get the call. Either way, both teams are headed to the locker room, so that's going to do it. Well, Brian Dowson's staying on the field. Now they're bringing the guys back out. So,
hey, come on back.
Mike Hernandez already had Steve Baser, and he said, wait, we're not done yet.
You can tell Coach Baser's already down on the sideline. You can hear him, hey, come on back.
Even if you decline it, you would think there would be a couple of ticks left. You've got that wind behind you, so there's a Hail Mary possibility. And Baser's trying to get his defense on the field because Warren is going to run another play. They called a delay of game on Warren, but there was still 2 seconds to go. But they're gonna start the clock on the wind, I guess, which will give you no time to really snap it. Unless you have a timeout.
And they do.
And you're Brian Dowson, you want to burn it here. Charlie's going over the scenario with Baser.
There is no foul for delay of game. The play clock was never reset. There was 22 seconds and running. We stopped it with 1 second. We're going to start it, and the clock is going to run out.
summed it up a lot better than I could have.
Unless Brian wants to take a timeout here.
I think he's content just getting to the locker room.
Oh, that was a Keystone Cops experience. Let's go down to Mike Hernandez.
Coach, a little excitement there at the end there. How was the first half for you? You took a close game and you kind of blew it open.
Well, we hope so. Still another half, and anything can happen, but pretty good about the first half. I think we moved the ball pretty well. We still are starting a little slower than I'd like, but, I think we're settled in. Hopefully we're in a flow, and hopefully we can continue that momentum in the second half.
Has the wind bothered you guys at all? Have you had to adjust?
No, it's a factor. It's a factor in the kicking game, and we had an error, there, but it's also given us an advantage when we've been kicking, so that's just the nature of wind, and it's another uncontrollable factor, but I think we've handled it well, and we're aware of it in the passing game and the kicking game.
All right, we better move it. We're going to get run over.
All right, thanks.
Have a good second half. All right, guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, Mike. Steve Bazer's got a 35-10 lead. When we come back, we'll have our Alamo Cycleplex halftime show. Stick around for both bands. You'll be glad you did.
Welcome to the Alamo Cycleplex halftime show.
Welcome back to Dub Ferris Stadium. It's Thursday Night Lights, Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights, brought to you by Baptist Emergency Hospital. Right now it's time for our Alamo Cycleplex halftime show. A lot of fans never leave these games on Thursday Night Lights because we've got lots of great bands, including the Warren Warriors. Lots of student athletes out there, student band members out there, and so let's listen in to the Warren Warriors marching band. Very nice job by your Warren Warrior Marching Band. If you'd like to vote for Warren for our Vulcan Materials Company band grant, just text Band 11 to 45203. That's Band 11, no spaces. For complete texting guidelines, go to cw35.tv/TNL. $2,500 band grant made possible by Vulcan Materials Company.
You're watching the Alamo Cycleplex Halftime Show.
Welcome back to the Alamo Cycleplex Halftime Show. We heard from Warren. Now let's go down and hear from the Brennan Bear Marching Band.
By Jordan Stern. Drum majors for the 2015 Bear Marching Band are Joy Hinton and Samantha Gonzalez. The section of the week, Woodwind. The Bear Band member of the week is Angie Monique.
Nice job by the Brennan Marching Band. If you like them to be recipients of our Vulcan Materials Company band grant, just text BAND12 to 45203. That's BAND12 without any spaces. Again, for complete texting guidelines, all you got to do is go to cw35.tv/TNL. It's a $2,500 band grant made possible by Vulcan Materials Company. We're back at halftime. Brennan leads Warren 35-10. Time now more for our halftime show. It's time to recognize some great hardworking kids with tonight's Scholar Athletes of the Week, presented by Gold Financial Services.
Good job.
Good.
Ta-da! That's what people in ballet call a pirouette, demonstrated by our scholar athlete from Brennan High School, Alex Rodriguez. He claims he takes ballet at school to help him stretch for football, but really,
It's good for me to prepare for prom so I could really show off my dance moves.
Alex is in the National Honor Society, writes motivational speeches, and is team captain on the varsity football team. Wow, how does he do it?
I get a lot of support from my family, my friends, and my coaches. They really motivate me to be a better person in the classroom, just with everyone in general, and on the field. I'm really close to all of my coaches. I love them all like family, and they love me too. I know that too.
Though he doesn't want to continue football in college, he has a different path in mind.
I'm looking towards the engineering field and leaning towards the medical field. My first choice right now is UT. I'm about to apply there, and A&M. I'm looking also out of state, but I love the state of Texas.
Representing Warren High School, this is Andrew Macias. He has had a perfect school attendance since middle school. You're probably wondering, has he ever gotten sick?
It's all mind over matter because I enjoy school thoroughly, and I just don't want to miss anything and have to make it up. I really want to be there for the content that we're going to learn and be there to get educated.
Andrew loves to volunteer and is especially proud of being a part of the Texas Ramp Project.
We're building the ramps for disabled people who otherwise couldn't afford the ramps themselves, and just seeing how happy they are to have us there building the ramps for them, and to see the finished product and them using the ramp and going up and down is amazing.
Andrew has played football his entire life, but currently has a torn ACL, but he's not letting that stop him from his bright future.
I plan on attending either A&M, UT, or UTSA, and I plan on majoring in civil engineering.
He owes all of his success to his family, but also
God for giving me all these opportunities, even the bad ones, because I know that everything happens for a reason.
congratulations to our Gold Financial Services Scholar Athletes.
Welcome back to Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. Brennan leads Warren 35-10. The two teams coming back onto the field, as you can see on the camera right there. It's time to bring you our Window Depot halftime highlights. Warren got out to a 3-0 lead, but Brennan took the lead on this Tavion Toll-free 1-yard scramble. Great play by Devontae Warren, the hurdle right there, and then look at him cut back to make it 14-3, the Brennan Bears. Mitchell Dixon, though, and the Warren Warriors were trying to keep a game of it, cut the lead to 14-10 with that 28-yard screen pass, but it was all Warren in the second quarter. They scored 3 straight, 21 unanswered. Devontae Warren with a touchdown there, then the defense comes up. Elijah Davis takes the fumble recovery 36 to the house. That made it 28-10. Then late in the half, Kyle Michael threw the deep post to Dane Thomas. And that made it 35-10. And that's where we are right now as we've got getting ready to start the third quarter. When we take a look at our Church's Chicken halftime stats, score is about indicative of what you see on the stat board, Chuck.
And really, Don, you look at the turnovers. Warren had 2 of them and Brennan had 1. And the thing with Warren, when they turned the ball over, Brennan turned those into points, and they did it quickly. And then when Warren got their turnover, they gave the ball right back. So that's been a huge factor in the ball game too. And Coach Baszler said before the game he wanted to have a turnover win in this game of at least +2. He's halfway there in the first half, and he's got a nice comfortable lead here, 35-10, as we get ready to start the third quarter.
All right, so Brennan, special teams ready to come out. And Chuck, you know I do it every week. The uniforms are. I got to give Brennan A+, right up there near the top of all of San Antonio with their unis. It's a clean look. I like the stripes on the sleeves. It's a nice touch. Almost like a 3-striped sleeve. It's simple, very nice.
I don't even know where to go with that.
Mr. Blackwell.
I was trying to think of that guy's name. Thanks for. So you even know the guy's name that's the czar of the uniforms or the dresses or whoever he is.
Yeah, he was like the celebrity fashion guy.
That's good, dude. You're a man for all people. I'm proud of you.
I'm into uniforms, man. I got to tell you. I'm into uniforms. You know, like the Michigan helmet. Some things are just perfection. Like the Detroit Tigers. All white.
It's tough to beat those. Okay, now you're talking my language.
All right, I'll talk some baseball. Astros, by the way, have cleaned up their uniform nicely.
Yeah, very solid.
That ball's taken at the 20-yard line and coming across the 30. Let's go down to Mike Hernandez on the sidelines. What's up, Mike?
Well, I got a chance to talk to Coach Dawson about the first half. Obviously, he wasn't happy. He kind of chuckled and said, well, Warriors hurting Warriors. Like we were saying in the pregame, something they did not want to do. Said they missed some opportunities to score early and then just kind of held on at the end. Said, but they are playing hard, and they're hoping that they're going to eliminate some errors and see if they can get back into the ballgame. They came out very, very inspired. They were full of energy right as they were coming out of the halftime gym there. So if that's any sense, they should do well the second half.
All right, Tavion Tolfree takes it up to the 45, but there's a flag down. It was a 15-yard game, but I think it's coming back.
Ball carried by.
All right, so it's an illegal formation was the call. Steve Baszler wants a little clarification on that, what exactly happened. So that'll set up first down and 15 after the 5-yard walk-off. And again, Warren has been going with 2 quarterbacks tonight. And you got Tolfree, who's the runner, and Michael was the passer, and Tolfree's in there right now. You got 2 great running backs as well, Devontae Warren and Jamel Jeter. This is Warren, just to 25, and he's pushed out of bounds right there. It's about the 27. Pickup of about 2.5, and they'll set up second down and about 12.
How about Ray Garza coming across the field? We've called that kid's number quite a few times tonight. I mean, just blasting through there and really blowing that play up before it could really get going. So, this is a huge first drive for both of these teams. Brennan wants to kind of establish itself that this game is theirs to take. Warren wants to get off the field, get their offense back on the field, get the wind at their back, and maybe they can get a punch and then maybe turn this thing back into another game again.
Second down and 13, and Tolfree's going to pass. Avoids pressure. Now he's running. And Tolfree's got some speed. Ducks out of bounds after a pickup of about 6. Got about 8 on the play, actually. And whistles blow after the play. We may have another penalty.
Just a great job in the pocket, feeling the pressure. Warren Kotlong, we've called his number a couple times tonight too. Got the edge, was able to put some pressure on the quarterback, but lost contain there a little bit at the end. I know it's easier said than done when you've got an athletic quarterback back there running around, and Tavion Tolfree.
Officiating crew is going to sort it all out. Interesting note to the dynamic of this series. They're going to back Warren up.
Very roughness on the penalty replay, second down.
Wow, so that kills you. You know, you're going backwards because of an illegal formation. You get a nice gain to get a manageable chance at a first down, and now you got a 15-yard walk-off for a personal foul, and now it's second down and 20 for Steve Bazer's squad.
Yeah, now it's Coach Bazer's turn to roam the sideline and get a little hot under the collar.
Especially on a personal foul when you're up 35-10, it just makes no sense whatsoever. So Tolfree's in the shotgun, hands to Warren. Warren gets about 2, and he's hit late out of bounds. No call though, Garza let up.
Yeah, Don, it's been interesting to watch Tolfree because you're right, he's been doing mostly just running the football, but you're talking about his wrist and how badly sprained it is, but I was watching him before the game, and you know, obviously he's fighting through some things and having to deal with the pain of trying to throw through a sprain. It's never a lot of fun, but he looked really comfortable, I thought, warming up and throwing the football. He didn't look like he was hampered, didn't look like the injury was affecting him too much, but he's been able to move this team up and down the field mostly with his legs.
You can see he was a little frustrated, wanted a play call, but still got 24 seconds left on the play clock, and now there's a timeout called.
Timeout, Brennan.
And we'll take it with him. Brennan takes a timeout. They lead it 35-10.
Tonight's broadcast in high definition is brought to you by the Law Office of Ramon Cervantes.
Welcome back to the CW35 Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. It's Brennan over Warren, 35-10. The Bears with a third down and 18 from deep in their own territory. Blitz coming. Michael goes deep, and it's going to be picked off. Picked off at the 50-yard line, and Warren is going to have great field position. Couple of flags fly, but DiCaprio Martin with a great pick as he just waited for that ball to hang up in the wind. Wind is a factor. I believe the penalty, though, is going to be called on the return. So it may be a penalty against Warren, but it's still going to be Warren football.
I'll let him sort it out, but again, you know, third and forever, you got the wind in your face. What the heck, throw it up there and maybe it'll make something happen. Worst case scenario, you go down and make the tackle, and it's like a punt.
Especially if they add 15 on it for some sort of personal foul or blocking the back. But you can see that ball just hang up in the wind.
Illegal in the back. It's a penalty, first down.
But a good stop by the Warren Warrior defense as Michael's ball just hung up in the wind, and DiCaprio Martin with the pick, and nice little job on the return too. So that sets up the Warren offense, and back out there is Vincent James. We've seen two quarterbacks tonight. James fires to the near side or to the far side. It was incomplete. DJ Allen had nice coverage.
Nothing wrong with his arm. Threw a missile. Yeah, just what the receiver's looking at. It's like, yeah, a kid's got a good arm and then has the wind at his back as well. Man, that thing probably came out of there like a bazooka.
Dennis Houston, his favorite target, had 37 catches coming in for 440 yards. Just got 2 catches tonight for 6 yards. Second down and 10 for James. James hands it. What a great tackle right there in the backfield. And number 94 for that Brennan defense.
Stopped by Jeremiah Salazar.
Joshua James in there. And actually it was 41 as well. First man there was Jeremiah Salazar.
Yeah, Jeremiah doing a really good job, just a junior, getting off his block and making a play. And now Warren, after getting the stop, looking at another third and long.
Third down and 10 for Vincent James. Straight drop, pressure, throws that little screen, breaking a tackle, and with nice yardage, picking up almost the 32-yard line. is the scat back, Clarence Leo Williams Jr. He's their change of pace guy. A pickup of 14 yards and good enough for a Gold's Gym first down.
And that screenplay has really worked well for them all night long, and we've talked about it repeatedly. Brennan was just probably as close as they've been tonight to stopping that play, but just a better play in execution. And really a key first down for Warren as they try to go down here and get a punch.
And Devontae Mitchell-Dixon was so explosive on that drive where they scored, and he's out, and Leo Williams is in. Play fake to Williams. James goes deep. Just overthrew his intended receiver. He was looking for Omar Fonseca, Jr., who ran a nice post route. He was doing it in double coverage. There's a couple of Brennan Bears were back there defending.
Yeah, but Fonseca had a step, Don. You know, that's one of those when you got the wind at your back, you're probably better off putting a little air under it. You know, less of a line drive and float it up there a little bit, give your guy a chance to make a play. It's tough, you know, when you're a quarterback in a lot of these high school systems, you may not get a lot of opportunities to throw the ball downfield, and then when you're asked to, sometimes they're tough to complete down there at the other end.
Second down and 10 for James. Play fake to Williams. James rolls left, throws it behind his intended receiver. He was looking for number 87, Noah Garcia, and he just missed it.
Yeah, had a couple opportunities on that one. Gabriel Martinez was also open on the play, about 5 yards, similar route down the field. So Warren's getting some guys open. The play calling looks like they're getting some opportunities. Now it's just a matter of taking advantage of those when they come their way.
Fonseca runs in the play. Again, we have not seen Devontae Mitchell-Dixon, who was so explosive in their scoring drives. He's been replaced by Leo Williams, number 23 in the backfield. And James is looking left, now looking over the middle and firing deep. Has a man, but good coverage the entire route. Alexander Rodriguez, our scholar athlete tonight, doing a nice job with coverage.
That's my move in the hallways at work. I bet those guys don't know that, and I bet you they don't care either, but that was actually not a bad ball right there by Vincent James. Putting a little more air under that one, but you're right. Just sometimes you got to tip your cap to the defender.
Who made a smart play, and that's what you expect from a kid with that GPA.
Exactly. Alexander Rodriguez doing it up.
So Warren trailing 35-10 has no choice but to go for it on fourth down here from the 32. And James is going to get rid of it quickly over the middle. And that's picked off. And that's DJ Allen, I believe. No, it's not. It's number 7. And he might score. He's to the 40. The Warren Warriors have given up another defensive touchdown, an 85-yard touchdown. Devontre McGarity taking it to the house. The Brennan defense with a stud play. McGarity, their second defensive score tonight, and this was fantastic hands, Chuck.
Players making plays, and Don, you know, I'm thinking when the ball's released and he's right there, McGarity, I'm thinking, okay, just knock it down, give your team the ball. This is why I don't play. McGarity gets the ball, and then not only that, takes it to the house. Outstanding play.
The Brennan Bears on top of the Warren Warriors. The name sounds familiar. It should. He's Wayne McGarity's cousin, and I don't know that he had Wayne's speed, but he took it 85, I'll tell you that. Brennan's on top, 42-10. Welcome back to Dub Farah Stadium, where the Brennan Bears have broken up in this football game. And time to look at our Mr. Sparky electrifying play of the game, and why not? Trey McGarity. Just a great leap to pick it off, good hands, and then go score the football, freshman. Barry Switzer would say, speed, speed, speed. And McGarity takes it to the house for our electrifying play of the game by Mr. Sparky.
You know, just one of those little subtle things, you know, just obviously you got a football player right here, but, you know, he makes the interception. You see him switch the ball to his outside hand? I mean, how many DBs are going to do that?
Yeah, that's coached. He's well coached. switched it to his left and finished the play like he knew what he was doing. Of course, as a McGarity, I bet you at the middle school JV level, he probably played some running back too.
Excellent point. Yeah, very few had Cousin Wayne's ability and speed, that's for sure.
I remember seeing Wayne as a sophomore at Thug return a kick about 104, and I knew right there that kid was special. Little pooch kick taken down at about the 38-yard line. As we look at our Monarch Trophy Studios hardware that we'll hand out after the game. Monarch Trophy, proud sponsors of Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights from the very beginning. We'll hand out our Player of the Game trophy and the team trophy. Monarch Trophy is there for all your trophy or plaque needs. Just give them a call at 210-344-3777. Or there you can see their website address, mtsaawards.com. 42-10. The Warren Warriors a little shell-shocked now as handoff goes up the middle. Gain of about an 8 on the play. And make it about 6.
Yeah, and you've seen glimpses and flashes from Warren tonight. You know, they've made some big plays, had some key plays in this game, but it's like Coach Dallison was telling us, you know, they've been good, but they've just not been good enough. They can't seem to string an entire game together. They've been good in spurts, but just too many breakdowns have cost them. And, you know, he says, we're feeling better and better about this group as we go through the year. And of course the schedule hasn't been really kind to them either, to lump in all the injuries and all the experimentations that they've done. But you know, Don, there's still a lot to play for in district for Warren going forward in this whole season.
2nd and 5. Handoff near the marker to Mitchell Dixon. It's going to be short of the first down by about a yard.
Yeah, we've seen some good things tonight from Mitchell Dixon, not only him, but Leo Williams as well. They're not the biggest kids on the planet, but obviously they've got some explosive ability packed into those frames. They finish runs well. Great athletes. You know, the goal for Warren, they want to be able to run the ball. Every week they want to get 200 yards rushing per game, and you know, they've really had some success running the football here the last couple of weeks.
3rd and 1, hot snap to James, and what a great tackle by DJ Allen to keep him short of the first down. That's why that kid's an all-star. That's why he's a recruit. That's why he's already committed to the University of Tulsa. We saw him run down a kid on 3rd down earlier that we thought he had no chance of getting to James. And there he comes up from his linebacking spot on 3rd down and 1 and makes a tackle to change possession.
Yeah, I mean, the speed and the ability, that's one thing. But to be able to get to your spot as quickly as he did and then, you know, break down and make a play and stop Warren short of the first down, I mean, that's why that kid's a difference maker.
Boy, is he a difference maker. Brennan's going to watch that punt roll inside their 15 and all the way down to about the 13-yard line. That's where the Bears will take over. They lead it 42-10. You're watching Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights on the CW35 as Tolfor will come in and lead the Bears, but we'll take a break first and see what they do here as we finish up the 3rd quarter.
Closed captioning of tonight's game is brought to you by Air to Recovery.
Right there, then.
The time is running out to register for the San Antonio Sports All-Star Cheer Challenge, and that's powered by CPS. 4 local high school cheer squads will win the opportunity to cheer at the San Antonio Sports High School All-Star Football Game, and that's going to be on Saturday, January 9th. Now, cheer sponsors and school administrators, you can still register by going and visiting cw35.tv.
All right, thanks, Mike. It's 1st down and 10 for the Brennan Bears as Tolfree keeps it himself and picks up about 5, maybe 6 on 1st down. Runs over to get a play from the sideline. McGarry's 2nd interception of the game. Forgot for a second about that first one early in the ball game in the opposite end zone. That, too, was a very difficult catch.
Yeah, and that was a big play in the ball game, too, especially right after, Warren had gotten their own turnover.
Second down and 10. Tolfree gets it out to the running back. And Devontae Warren picks up about 3 more.
Boy, you couldn't have run that any better if you're Tolfree. Hung on to the last possible second.
Let's get the call from Charlie.
Illegal.
It's the second time they've been called for an illegal formation. And Baser wants to know what he sees and what they're calling and what they're doing. He's frustrated, you can tell. And in comes Kyle Michael at quarterback, in for Tolfree. The wind has died down just for a second here. He's got a full house backfield behind him. Michael's going to throw the quick out route and just short hopped it to his intended receiver, Dane Thomas.
Yeah, maybe been tipped at the line, Don. I don't know if 42 may have gotten a hand on that one. Take another look to see if it was, but I thought maybe Fabian Martinez was able to stick his hand up and get a little piece of that.
So deep in their own territory on their own 14, just short of the 15-yard line. Kyle Michael will try to convert on 3rd and we'll call it 9.
Pretty good night there, huh? 9 of 10 with a touchdown.
That's his first miss. Dane Thomas lined up wide to the right by himself. He's got Warren behind him. He throws the out route to Thomas and had a chance to make the catch, but juggled it as he went out of bounds, and it'll be 4th down. And Warren will have to, Brennan will have to punt it away.
It's 2 straight series now for the Warren defense, really coming in and making things very difficult on Steve Baser's squad. He's not happy about it.
They kind of jogged off the field and he wasn't quite fast enough for him. Good kick, though, into the wind. Drives Payne all the way back to his 45-yard line. He breaks a tackle or 2, and then guess who? DJ Allen comes up to finish it off.
Yeah, well, Payne doing a good job essentially taking on the entire Brennan specialty teams right there, because Warren was definitely selling out trying to block that kid.
Here's a look at those 27 6A standings. You know, they got so many schools in the Northside District, they break it up into zones. Warren's 1-4 there on Zone A. Brennan's at 4-2, just chasing Stevens. The season record doesn't matter. It's just that zone schedule now. And Stevens and Brennan both 1-0. Brennan's going to go to 2-0 tonight, and Warren's going to fall to 0-1, it would appear. 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Right up the middle for another nice burst all night long, Devontae Mitchell-Dixon.
Yeah, and how about the big fellas up front? Parting of the Red Sea, led by number 63, David Escamilla. Enrique Sanchez also doing the job up there. A gap, busting it right up the middle.
Sets up 1st down and 10. Nice pop there. James in at quarterback. Again, it's Mitchell-Dixon. And he's got a gain. This time of about 4. He'll run out, and Leo Williams will run in.
Missing a shoot. Cinderfella.
Can't run without those.
That's right.
2nd down and 5 for Vincent James, the junior quarterback, who's had a nice night here tonight. Just a few mistakes by his ball club, turning the football over. Fakes the handoff, throws a little out route. It's complete to his favorite receiver, Dennis Houston. Houston now has 3 catches to put him over 40 for the season.
Do a little short passing there, and I really like the feet of Vincent James. You know, he gets the ball, turns, set his feet, throws a strike right on the money. get a little bit of a rhythm on this drive. Really good with the short passes. I've seen that all night long.
Yeah, his poise is good too.
Yeah.
Looks like he's been here before. 3rd and about 2. And he picks, speaking of poise, he picks up a loose ball, hit the turf. Looked like he was close to the first down, and he decided to punch it back outside, and that's where he lost a yard and ended up behind the sticks.
Yeah, I don't know if he went backwards on his own volition or if he just got popped. Kind of horizontal the whole way.
The end of that run there, if he would have stuck his nose forward, he would have gotten a first down, but he tried to avoid the tackler by going horizontal, and that sets up 4th and about a half a yard. 29. Good burst from Mitchell Dixon. Mitchell Dixon still on his feet. First down and more, near the 20-yard line, and Mitchell Dixon has been a difference maker for the Warren Warriors tonight.
Yeah, you can really tell, you know, what they've been able to get out of their running backs the last couple of weeks, that it's kind of helped them out a little bit moving the football. And talked about some of their struggles with the injuries and some of the kids that they've had to put back there, and maybe some guys that weren't real comfortable back there, but he's 20 showing you something tonight.
To Gold's Gym first down, and this time he's slung down, gain of nothing, thanks to a good tackle in the open field by the linebacking core there from Brennan. Christian Gardner in the football game.
Yeah, Christian Gardner getting a free shot and making the most of it.
Senior linebacker playing behind Cavante White came in and making a play. 2nd down and 11 for James. Hands inside to Mitchell Dixon, who spins out of 1 tackle, still fighting for about 3 before they blow it dead. And he's inside, Chuck. He's inside the Toe Juice red zone. Toe Juice, the ultimate skincare solution.
I wonder how many people are sitting at home waiting for you to do that each half. I know I'm on
It's
the
a
edge of my
miracle
seat.
worker, that stuff. You know, it's got they got a funny name, but you
It's solid.
You got cracked skin on your feet. You put that stuff on there. It's unbelievable. It's good stuff. James running for his life. Those a little screen, and Mitchell Dixon is wrapped up by the Bear defense. Inspirited by old broadcast teacher Bill Mercer or Gary DeLon. You know, Bears running what? Are they running packs? You know?
We've talked about it all night, how successful, Don, that the screen pass has been for Warren. And, you know, the last time Warren ran this play, Brennan was about a whisker away from blowing it up. And that time they absolutely stone cold blew it up twice. They stopped the initial burst. They had a little pump fake. They still went to it, and that one went backwards.
A whistle on the play as Brennan's defense calls timeout. You know, whenever there's a group tackle like that, a gang of tacklers, depending on the mascot, those old-time broadcasters would say, you know, a pride of lions or a covey of eagles.
A gaggle of geese.
So, but there's bears. What do they run in?
Do Bears running packs? I don't think they do. Do they even hang?
What's a group of bears called? Like a herd of cattle.
I'm stumped.
Somebody call the truck and tell us what they call a pack of bears.
But honestly, do bears run like that? I think they fly solo.
They have
don't
families. They have
Do
families. There's Mama Bear and Papa Bear and Baby Bear.
I guess that's true too.
It's either a sleuth or a sloth of bears coming from the truck. And Chris Cottis, our crack producer tonight, Googling on the fly.
Sloth? Really?
How do you spell it, Chris? S-L-E-U-T-H. Okay, a sloth of bears. Almost like a flock of seagulls. James back to pass from his 30, fires to the near side. It's caught and close to a first down. Nice boost of momentum for the Warren offense as Gabe Martinez hauls it in. But it's short of the first down, and so they're going to turn it over. And the Brennan offense will run back onto the field.
I was so hoping that they would score on that play because after your flock of seagull references, I was hoping you could say, and I ran so far away.
Okay, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. The wheels came off with Sloth of Bears.
Yeah, we can't get to the end of the third quarter.
No, you can't sing. You can't sing on the air. Absolutely. That's not allowed. Nice little fake there and hand off to Devontae Warren. And that might get us to the end of the third quarter. With Brennan now in complete control, 42-10, and that's going to break out the smiles thanks to our UIW Smile Can. You can earn a degree of difference at the University of the Incarnate Word. UIW Smile Can, great sponsor of Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. President Lou Agnesi's done a great job there on Hildebrand. Fantastic university there in Incarnate Word here in San Antonio. All right, we're done with 3 quarters, and Brennan is now broken open and take complete control. It's 42-10. When we come back, we'll have the 4th quarter, and we'll see if the Warren Warriors can fight back in it. You're watching Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. Welcome back to Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights on the CW35 live high school football action in San Antonio. Time for our Wilkes Air Conditioning and Heating 3rd quarter highlights. And James threw this one high, and Trey McGarity made him pay. 85 yards. Chuck mentioned the switch of the arm to the left hand, and the rest is history. 2nd INT for that young man, and Brennan now in complete control. Here's the angle Chuck was talking about when he switches hands. Maybe a former running back. Certainly got football in his blood. Cousin Wayne holds the record for the longest reception in Texas Longhorn history. 93 yards up at Texas OU. That's this weekend up at Fair Park in Dallas.
Good run there, huh? Start the 4th quarter.
Take a look at our 3rd quarter highlights, statistics, and you can see that Brennan's been in total control, although Warren's done a pretty good job with staying with him in total yards, but the turnovers, as Chuck mentioned earlier, has been a huge difference, and then ball control with Brennan with 13 first downs.
Yeah, it's just been one of those games where, it was a really good start for Warren. They were kind of hanging in there, and then, a couple of big plays and a couple of turnovers. The next thing you know, this is the kind of team you're playing, Brennan. You can't do those things that get you sideways on the scoreboard.
There's a handoff to Warren as a flag flies. They have a hold or an illegal block of some sort. It came flying in from the side judge.
Party in the stands.
Lots to cheer about tonight for the Brennan folks. Chuck, you're headed up, speaking of Fair Park in Dallas, you're headed up this weekend for coverage of Max Sports and Sports Sunday for both the Cowboys and the Rangers playoff series, and you're not going to get to Fair Park for a corn dog.
10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
In Texas OU.
Nope, but there'll be enough on Sunday and Monday to keep me plenty busy. Patriots, Cowboys, Sunday afternoon. Rangers, Toronto Blue Jays game 3 Sunday night, and then a day game if there is a game 4 between the Rangers and Jays. Of course, Texas came out on top today in game 1. I think that shocked a lot of people, the way they batted around David Price, and then the Astros have a lead tonight.
Boy, a lot going on in Big D. Texas OU, Cowboys, Patriots, Rangers, Blue Jays. Warren's got this going across the 30-yard line.
Ball carried by Devontae.
And how big a game is this for the Cowboys, too, coming up this weekend?
Oh, it's crucial. I don't think it's winnable, and you could see this on the CW35. UTSA takes on the class of Conference USA this year, Louisiana Tech. The Roadrunners trying to win their 2nd in a row after a win at El Paso last week. But got word today that Blake Bogenschutz, their quarterback, will not go after being dinged in that El Paso game with I think was a concussion or slight neck injury. So Dalton Sturm, the walk-on from Goliad, will start. As Brennan pitches and getting the edge. As a ball carrier we haven't seen much of tonight. That's number 84. And that's young Fernando Mendoza, junior, wide receiver, kind of ran him on I guess they lined him up at running back.
Yeah, some guys getting a chance to tote the rock right now with the score being what it is. And again, this is a different Brennan team. They still have loads of talent, but the injuries have kind of taken their toll. They've had to step up and have some kids grow up a little quicker than maybe they'd hoped for. But, I think, Don, in the final analysis, this is going to be a team that's going to be reckoned with before it's all said and done.
Ball's on the ground. Still a scramble for it. We'll see who comes up with it. That ball got loose early in the play, but appears that Brennan's back on top of it.
And they're going to move the sticks.
And Michael's saying, hey, it's over here.
Brennan possession, 1st and 10.
Moving in 2 quarterbacks, moving in 2 running backs. They're showing you a little bit of everything tonight.
We also have on News 4 Sunday night on NBC Sunday Night Football Night in America, the Niners and Giants. It'll kick off about 7:30 and stick around for Sports Sunday afterwards. We'll have all Chuck's coverage of the Cowboys and Patriots, and Rangers and Blue Jays. Full day of NFL football. Tell you what, this little guy can scoot.
Oh, yeah, he's playing hard, too. I mean, he looked like he was the most purposeful guy on the field right there.
Fernando Mendoza, his name. He's a junior. List him at wide receiver. He's carrying the football and doing a good job of it.
Yeah, you get to the point in some of these games where, you look at the scoreboard and, the outcome may have been decided, but 84 is trying to show somebody something, and he's looked pretty darn good doing it here the last couple of carries.
Dane Thomas lines up wide to the left. Otherwise, everybody's stacked up there in the backfield. Full house as he hands off to another new running back for the Brennan Bears, and that's number 24, Jeremiah Garcia. He's a senior running back. Good to see him getting some carries.
16's had a nice ball game, too, for Warren. They've had a couple of kids really play well on that side of the ball, and honestly, in the second half, they've done a really nice job getting off the field for the most part.
Brennan has a lot of weapons, and they've used them all tonight. We've seen different quarterbacks. Tolfrey has been brilliant at times. Michael's been great. Devontae Warren and Jamil Jeter all chipping in. Now we've got a new set of backs, and Mendoza goes across the 40, and I like his shiftiness.
I was thinking the same thing. Shiftiness and patience.
That actually was 24, not 84, so that's Jeremiah Garcia. But both of these guys have come in and shown a new little wrinkle in the offense with their ability to avoid tacklers.
That just speaks to the talent level, too, that you're talking about at Brennan High School. Got your couple of studs that you like to go with, but should one fall by the side, which they have all year, you've got another kid or two that can step in and hopefully accomplish some things for you anyway.
Garcia's a good fullback position, but Michael takes it straight ahead, dives it up for another Gold's Gym first down, and they'll move the sticks, and they'll stop momentarily while they move them. The clock will, and then we'll be under 8 minutes, 7:42 to play. As now Brennan picks up its 17th Gold's Gym first down of the football game. And at this point in the ball game, you're going to see a lot of run plays and a lot of clock go off in between plays. As Mendoza lines up next to Michael in the backfield. He'll take the handoff and try to bounce it outside. Now cuts back inside and he's drilled there. And you see the Warren defense coming up with a big tackle. That was 52, Demario Samples. And he saw his opportunity to tee off on a much slighter build of a guy, and he makes a big, strong hit right there at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, Anthony McAfee, too. And, the great thing about that was, talk about sportsmanship, everybody got up and patted each other on the helmet, and they'll go on to second down here. But as Coach Bazer's obviously working on that clock, trying to erode time here, and they're doing a really nice job of it here in the fourth quarter.
6.5 to play. Michael throws to the near side. It's caught and then just lit up Coming in there for that Warren defense was number 7, DiCaprio Martin, who's been all over the place tonight.
Indeed he has, and that was really a nice play too, because he had a blocker out in front. He basically went right through him and still made the play. Look at this. Hello.
Took on 2 guys at once and dipped his shoulder as not to go helmet to helmet. Still put a big lick on Alexander Wise to set up 3rd down and 10 as we tick inside of 6 minutes. Mendoza, the tailback. Kyle Michael, who pitches it to him, and look at Mendoza. Scoot, break a tackle, try to get outside, does. Keeps his feet, can't quite get the stick, but nice job of staying on his feet to effort his way towards the 1st down marker. Doesn't get there, but it sets up 4th down, and they'll try to go for it, and they just may take that big quarterback of theirs and run it right behind the center again and see if they can pick up 2.
Tell you what, 84 is showing you something, isn't he?
Absolutely.
I mean, you never know when you're going to get your opportunities, and you never know when you're going to get a chance to show somebody something. I'm impressed.
Sneak it. And they don't get it. The Warren defense comes up big. Nice job by the Warren Warrior defense to get a stop there on 4th down, and we'll have a change of possession. Brennan 42, Warren 10, 5 minutes to play on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. Welcome back to Dub Ferris Stadium, Northside School District. Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights on the CW35. Brennan leads Warren 42-10. And we take a look at those Brennan cheerleaders who are all fired up and with plenty to smile about on the UIW Smile Cam. Earn a degree of difference at the UIW, the University of the Incarnate Word. 1st and 10 for the Warren Warriors, and they had a right guard move prior to the snap. It'll be a false start, 5-yard penalty, repeat 1st down. 10 penalties now on the Warren Warriors from our stat man extraordinaire, Mark Lieberman.
I still got some guys playing some football down there. Rough and tumbling, stumbling, getting after each other.
Bumbling.
Yeah. Let's see what's going to happen here in the last 4 minutes and 48 seconds.
James rolling right, keeping, and going nowhere. Actually, that's Kyrie Johnson back in at quarterback.
There's a couple of really great plays down there. I don't know who 98 is because he's not on our roster, but he blew up the whole play at the beginning, and then 33, Trayvon Rogers comes all the way across the field to make that play. I'm sorry, that was 89. That's why he's not on our roster. Taryn Vogel. My bad, Taryn. You're going to make a name for yourself yet, whether I'm up in the booth or not.
Handoff up the middle, good for about 2, maybe 3. There's a young man who's doing a nice job, Clarence Leo Williams. But not enough, and so that'll bring up 4th down. And we'll probably have one more possession left as Trey McGarity goes back to field the punt. And Trey McGarity, one of those candidates for our player of the game. 2 interceptions tonight, 1 for an 85-yard touchdown. He watched this go over his head, and he just content to let it go off his leg and out of bounds there. And with 3:15 left, Brennan in total control. Will come back on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. Welcome back to Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. 3:15 to play here as Brennan trying to close out Warren 42-10. You know, we talked about the cheer challenge as the Bears take a snap and head to Mendoza again. Takes it to the 25. The cheer challenge is going to cheer in the San Antonio Sports All-Star game. Chuck and I will do that game here on the CW35, and it's following the Army All-American Bowl on News 4 San Antonio and NBC. And Coach Brian Dowson from Warren is the coach of the West. Charles Bruce from Wagner is going to coach the East. Of course, last year we had Justin Stockton from, was that 2 years ago? 2 years ago, Justin Stockton showed everybody he was the class of San Antonio, and so nobody's surprised at what he's doing now up at Texas Tech. There's the ticket information, $15 general admission, $30 reserve, and that gets you into the Army All-American Bowl too, where you see the best players from all over the country. There's toll-free pitches to Mendoza, trying to show some more speed and get outside near the stick for a first down. He's going to be short. But Coach Brian Dowson, we talked to him before the game about being the chance to be the coach of the All-Star team, and here's what he had to say.
Well, you know, I'm very excited about that opportunity. You know, I'm very honored and humbled to be selected, and I look forward to working with the best athletes in the area. Oh, it's special for a senior player that is graduating. It's his last time to play high school football, and he gets to play it on a stage like this. It's going to be something awesome for them, and something that they'll cherish for the rest of their lives. And they'll be able to meet new guys and other athletes that, you know, they heard about, you know, throughout the year. So it's a great way to end your senior year, and it's a big privilege and an honor for those guys.
You know, Chuck, this All-Star game has been going on for, I don't know, over 30 years in San Antonio. It was always later in the spring after most of the scholarships have been given away, and the San Antonio Sports Foundation decided to move it to the Saturday, January 9th, right after the Army All-American Bowl. And a lot of these kids will get scholarship offers right there on the field. Not all of them, you know, Division I, Big 12, Power 5 conferences, but, you know, schools like Howard Payne or East Texas State or somewhere like that will often, you know, give a kid from San Antonio, they'll see him in that game and they'll offer him right on the spot. It's a great chance for these guys to show their wares in front of lots of scouts, especially now on a national stage with other people coming in for the Army All-American Bowl.
Well, that, and it's affordable. You know, you get 2 ball games for the price of 1. I mean, how much fun is the Army All-American Bowl to be at and to watch all those kids play too? So that's a great day. I mean, and I know we both feel very fortunate that we get to be a part of it.
The guys who have come through that Army All-American Bowl, Vince Young and Adrian Peterson and Tim
Reggie
Tebow,
Bush.
Reggie Bush,
Right.
Ryan Mallett. You can go on and on and on with the knucklehead from the Eagles, who before he was making knucklehead plays for the Eagles, he was making them in the Army All-American Bowl. A kid from Cal. What's his name?
Oh, Beast Mode?
No. Eagles. He's not with the Eagles anymore. Gosh, I'm getting old right on the air.
The
What's the
receiver.
Redskins' name now? Went to California, Golden Bear. Number 10, Deshaun Jackson. John King coming up with the name.
Did he go to
Deshaun
Cal?
Jackson, yeah.
I didn't know that.
And in the Army All-American Bowl,
Yeah, I remember he did the fumble before he got to the end zone.
he dove, and then he ended up doing it in Philadelphia. Remember, he dropped the ball at the 1 yard line.
Yeah,
trying to go-
dude, I had that guy on my fantasy team for years, and he's been gold, so I'm not going to say anything bad about him.
He was an Army All-American. That's a long way to get to the part where he played in this game.
How about Steve Baser and the job that he's done with this squad this year? You know, we talked about the injuries that they had on the defensive line, and they lost a fullback for the season. Don, at one point during the year, they only had 6 healthy DBs going into a game for the 4 spots. So they have been thin. They're getting healthy, and, you know, really, there's still a lot out there for Brennan to play for, as you might imagine. I mean, this team's getting better because the injuries, you know, they had to battle the learning curve, but as Coach Baser would say, it's the nature of football, and he's really happy with the way his team is progressing week to week, practice to practice, and game to game.
And we got to get in our banner play of the game. No question about it. It was Trey McGarity. Or actually, it wasn't. It was Warren, Devontae Warren's little cutback touchdown run. That was our Dixie Flag banner play of the game.
Oh, we had several to choose from tonight.
Absolutely. And that's going to do it. We're going to tick down inside 15, and they'll line up, shake hands. When we come back, we'll hand out our Player of the Game trophy, and we'll talk to Coach Steve Baser and the Brennan Bears, who stay undefeated in District 27 6A play. And Brian Dowson's guys will go back to the drawing board once again, but again, they're still not out of it with only 1 district loss. Our final score, Brennan 42, Warren 10, We're back to hand out the Monarch trophies right after this.
Welcome to the Church's Chicken post-game report, presented by Baptist Emergency Hospital.
Big win for the Brennan Bears. Let's go down to the field and Mike Hernandez. Mike?
All right, again, great effort, guys. Give yourselves a hand. Yeah. Just solid effort offensively and defensively. We do pick an MVP out every game on Thursday night. Tonight, it's a guy on defense. Guy who had 2 interceptions. Where's Trey? Trey McGarity. Congratulations. There's your trophy. All right, so you picked that one off at the first part of the game when it was still pretty close. That was a big play. How'd you feel about that one?
I felt pretty good. I mean, it's good to make big plays. But I couldn't do it without the D-line. With LBU, DBU, I mean, it's a team thing. It's all around.
And then the second one, of course, was that run back for a TD, 85 yards. Is that the first one you've done this year?
Yes, sir.
Is it the first one you've ever done?
Yeah, I had one last year, but it got called back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm old enough to remember another McGarity who ran up and down the fields here, as a matter of fact. Does he happen to be related to you, Mr. Wayne McGarity, who eventually was a Cowboy?
He's my older cousin.
He's your older cousin? You get any motivation from him?
Yeah, he gives me shout-outs. He texts me before games, and he just lets me know to have a good game.
All right, well, listen, you text him right now, and you tell him that you showed the McGarity name proud tonight, okay?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. Give him a big round of applause. Coach. Congratulations on a big win, 5-2 now. How'd you feel about the game?
Like I said, we kind of got in our groove, and it was hard fought early. And like I said, once we got in our groove, it went pretty well. But again, Warren's a great team, and they're scary. And they put us to the test. I'm just glad with the result and the effort the kids gave, and hopefully we can keep building momentum and, like you said, get our 5th win and hopefully move on from here.
All right, so you have about, 3-4 games left?
Yes, sir. We have 2 more zone games, and then, if things work out well, then you have the district championship, the zone championship, or the district championship between the 2 zones. So that's what we're shooting for.
What do you think you need to improve on moving forward?
A little bit of everything. Special teams can get better, offensively can get better, defensively can get better, but I feel like we've gotten better every week, and that's about all you can do. So I told the kids, we need to take, big steps, not baby steps, and getting better. And if we keep doing that, I like what we can do in the future.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm going to let you do this.
All right.
Here is your Thursday Night Lights trophy for the Brennan Bears and their victory over the Warren Warriors, 42-10. That was good, Coach.
Thanks, Mike. Love it when the coaches play along. Coaches hate this kind of stuff. Like, we got a trophy in the middle of the season. I'm trying to teach these guys to go forward and play for something real, like a district championship. But, hey, it's all about having fun, and Coach Baser having fun with his guys, and they deserve it tonight. These are our Window Depot highlights. As Toll-Free led them back early. Warren had this beautiful run where he hurdled, our banner play of the game, and then a cut back for a touchdown. And, Warren hung in there, but they made some great little plays. They had Mitchell Dixon here go for 28 and a touchdown, but then, it was crucial in that second quarter when they put up 21 straight, the Bears did, and they did it offensively, they did it defensively. Big Elijah Davis taking this one to the house, 36 yards, and kind of blew it open there, Chuck, and it was all downhill for Warren from there.
Well, and as you look at the touchdown pass here by Michael, like I said, I thought he did a great job hanging in there, took a shot to the head, still completed the pass. But again, this game, I think we saw 2 pretty darn good defenses. And, when you look at the final analysis, when you get 2 defensive touchdowns from your defense, it's going to make the score a little more lopsided than it probably was. But I thought both defenses, for the most part, did a really nice job in this football game.
Taking a look at our final stats, Brennan 42, Warren 10. Brennan overcoming those 9 penalties and really broke it open with 342 total yards. And again, Chuck, the big key, the first downs. They kept the ball away from Warren, especially in the second half.
Yeah, that, and again, we talked about this at halftime. Brennan wanted to come out and win the turnover battle tonight. Their goal was to be +2. They were only +1 in that deal. But the final analysis, too, you got to look at the fact that when Brennan got the ball away from Warren, they were able to capitalize on those turnovers and turn them into points. Warren was not able to do that.
Again, our final score, Brennan wins it tonight 42-10 over Warren. For Chuck Mikatinik and Mike Hernandez down on the sidelines, for statistician extraordinaire Mark Lieberman up here in the booth, for our TD Brian Watts and producer Chris Kotfus, and for all the people in the truck and on the cameras doing a great job to bring you Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. We'll see you next week when it's Stevens and Taft. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time on Thursday Night Lights.